I know. That's why I'm just like, we're going live. I'm going right in there. Let me just squeeze in between you two. All right, and we're live.
What's up,
Welcome, everyone. We'll do. I guess I'll do the intro and then we can get into the show. Why do I? Never mind. I don't care.
Wait, do you have an intro video?
I do. It's all the thumbnails of our first,
Ooh.
I think, 36 episodes, and they just kind of play like a slideshow with the music in the background.
Nice.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 71 of the Migtown podcast, the only weekly source of the show that still has its ducks in a row. As usual, I'm producer Tim. Joining me is the mayor of Migtown, Drexel. Say hi.
Hello, everybody in the world.
Also joining us in the studio today, gone for far too long, Andrew with Legal Mindset. How are you?
What's going on, guys? I'm glad to be here, ready to toss out some red pills with my brother Drex. Hoping we can go for less than 6 hours, though, because I got a date today.
Oh, no, don't worry.
Drex,
I have to be quick.
It is spring, and it is cherry blossom season here. So this is like the anime romance arc right now.
Oh, look at that.
It's legit, like, prime time for the honeys. So I got to make it happen.
Oh, shit. Well, I'm glad you say that because, there's some people that need to hear some things about South Korea and Asia in general. One of them being my zombie brother, Undead Chronic. I'm going to get to him later in the show.
All right.
Because he needs to hear the harsh truth about his Asian queens. We got to kill that dream of his. I got Chronic, I love you, but I got to kill that shit off, brother. I'm going to kill off all that hope. Andrew's here to help me kill off all your hope in this Asian dream of yours.
Yep.
I know it's real. I know that yellow fever runs deep. It runs real, especially in white guys.
I understand. Well,
Yeah,
and we will get into it. There's some nuance to it, but I mean, it's not your fantasies are far from reality, and you are just as delusional. You are just as delusional as the woman who comes over here thinking she's going to marry into a K-pop fantasy or a K-drama fantasy. She's going to marry a member of BTS, or you're going to go to Japan and you're going to be living in anime. You are just as delusional as that woman to think you're going to come over here and find just a perfect wife that's going to throw herself at you. That shit is not going to happen.
I believe it.
Doesn't happen.
Yeah, I know. These guys, they need to know this because, like I said, I don't want guys getting played out here, man. But Andrew, you know what's been going on. you and I have been talking. A lot of weird shit is going on out here in these manosphere streets. We got some peculiar developments happening, right? We spoke before we went live, and we'll get right into one of the things that needs to be talked about from the last stream we just did. I'll do a redux of that when I come back from this first half of my vacation because I had to cut it short.
Like a TLDR version, like a short version.
Yeah, I'm going to come back because so what happens, I had to go because I had shit to do because I had to go to my daughter's volleyball. But here we are, man. I talked about chivalry with the guys. The real chivalry amongst men.
Yeah, amongst men.
Amongst men. The real version, not the Hollywood fake version. But, Andrew, I wanted your take on this. Is that what do you think about chivalry and the need for male unity?
You know what? I think that chivalry can be real. I will actually say chivalry can be real. We can make chivalry real between men. I think it's entirely possible that men can create bonds and respect. And in fact, we're seeing right now men coming back together as groups, despite female shaming tactics, despite females going to say, hey, you're all part of the criminal order. You're all a bunch of, it's funny because they're so protective of the LGBTQA++, but they're so willing to call you the G as part of that. It's funny. Even the liberal girls, they'll call you G.
No.
I can't say the word,
insult,
right? But
the first insult. And, do you know where you really see this at?
Where?
Ask anyone in the SYSBM movement, right? In the whole philosophy, right?
Explain that though. Explain that acronym because I think maybe some people don't know that acronym.
Oh, for those of you, hey, special shout out to my man LOM Lion of Migtown. He knows, man. SYSBM. Save yourselves, black men, because you got to understand, man. Andrew, these German shepherds have destroyed generations of boys and young men. Generations. We're into like the third generation of boys and young men totally destroyed by the community and these German shepherds, right? So this is what ends up happening. The shaming language comes first, right? You ain't shit. You're good for nothing. You're dumb. You're stupid. We don't need you. I can do bad all by myself. I don't even know why your black ass is here. Blah, 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 right?
Yep.
So then what happens? Dudes go like this. There ain't shit popping for me here. All right, fuck it. I'm out. And then guess what happens when you say I'm out? Oh, no. They try to snatch your ass and bring you back in that black box, right?
Right.
Now, Andrew, this is what's funny because this has been happening all over everywhere, right? Shout out to all those brothers out there in Australia that aren't cucks, in New Zealand, you know what I'm saying? A lot of places in the West, right? And also a special shout out to your region of the world, Andrew, because I believe
there are some base stations. There are base stations. Like
of
they do
all
exist.
the ethnic groups, if there is one ethnic group I have to give a special Drex seal of approval to, it's actually my Asian brothers. Because let me tell you what the Asian dudes have done that the other guys haven't done. You know, starting with the Japanese. They shut that biological urge the fuck down. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the herbivore male, right, as they call it. They were, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Andrew. Do you remember anybody who really went full on like monk mode the way they did? They really went in. They were like, oh no, we're just gonna we're not gonna produce. We're not gonna be slaves to the job the way our fathers,
the corporate culture,
were.
right?
The corporate culture. We're not doing it. We're gonna sit here. We're gonna go ahead and get this astroglide working, right?
Yep.
We're gonna watch these anime titties bounce.
Right. Play some video games. Which are
and
great.
live our best life.
Yep.
You know, and they're like, yeah, no, we're good. Like, but and then that's when the shame came, right? You're just a bum. You're not contributing to society. They're like this. No, I'm good, fam.
Yeah, we don't care. I'll eat ramen.
I don't care.
I'll eat that.
I'll eat ramen.
$1 ramen. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that.
Guys are okay with that. We're literally okay with
Yep.
that. And that's what like blows women's minds. Like we are okay with minimalism.
Minimalism.
Like we're okay
what
with
about
that.
your legacy? Look, if legacy means I have to work 100 hours plus per week for nothing really in return other than a bullshit marriage.
No. Yeah, I was gonna say no. It's not just nothing. Work like a dog. Like Asian work standards are ridiculously high. So work like a literal slave. Come home. Your wife owns you.
Yep.
Owns you. It's telling you what to do, bossing you around, giving you the allowance, giving you the money to spend. Right? Because that's how it works in Asia. That's all those salary men. Those salary men, their wife is giving them an allowance. It's telling them what they can spend. Is that a fucking life worth living? No. I'll take the ramen and the video games.
Absolutely, man.
Any fucking day. Now, of course, there's other options. It's not like your only option in life. You can do better. And I advocate on my channel, of course, to accelerate your life because if you get your shit together, you're, got your own business, you're working for yourself, maybe you have a trade, like let's say whatever, you're a plumber, electrician, all these jobs that women look down on, take those jobs, take their money because they'll still be calling you and live your best fucking life because you can live an amazing life. And that is the best revenge you can get on society as a whole is living a good life for yourself.
Yeah. When you're not being sacrificial. And that's why like that male unity is so important because it's like, guys have to extend far beyond the racial barriers and all this, the cultural barriers.
We are, and that's the positive. That's the white pill right now, is that it is transcending barriers. White guys and black guys, it's like for the longest time, all that racial shit, all this other fucking shit was meant to divide us. Now we're all finding common ground. Doesn't matter if you're white, black, Hispanic, whatever, Indian, all the guys, we're like, bro, we're all in this together as men. We're all getting fucked. We are all getting fucked.
Once guys started seeing that everybody was getting bent over just in different ways, right? I think that's when guys started going like, wait, because I think a lot of guys in this space, whether they were hurt or whether they were like this, something's wrong, right? They looked around and they said something. They felt it. Something's just off, and then they started looking for answers. They started looking, were other guys out there having these experiences? And when they started realizing that, they said, "Yo, man, we need to come up with a code because the reason the code is so important, right? The chivalric code is that the infiltrators have started coming. And, before this, we hopped on, Andrew, you talked about something that I think needs to be touched on.
Oh, let's touch it. Let's go there, Raby. Let's do it, Drex. Let's do it.
The thought economy.
Yep, they're
This
coming, baby.
goddamn thought economy. So for those of you who don't know about the thought economy, let me explain what this is with my main man, Andrew, here.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
The female content creators, right? Andrew, you're starting to get YouTube suggestions in your tabs, right?
And now let's be very clear, Drex. We're not just talking about any content creators, right? I'm not talking about content creators making Pilates videos. I'm not talking about, doing CrossFit. I'm not talking about advertising for fucking butt rings. None of that. Clit rings. None of that shit.
Nope.
No crystals in the vagina. I'm talking about red pill, manosphere, women content creators that are being suggested to me in my feed now. They're just popping up out of nowhere. These female content creators that want to tell men how to live their lives. Now, some of them will also talk to women, but they're trying to give people direction on how to live their fucking lives. And they're using red pill terminology, using alpha, beta, Chad, Tyrone, all this sort of stuff, fuckboy, all these other terms they throw around, toxicity, all this stuff. And it's kind of weird because the females will blend the female language like toxic and fuckboy with like alpha, beta, Chad, other stuff like that. Wall, words that are typically related with the manosphere. So it's weird. They're kind of merging that language to speak to a female audience, but also get some of the internet audience. Because guys are simping. Because YouTube is still majority male. Still, that even today, still majority men on YouTube. So you're getting this. I mean, when they come in and they see these people, and I don't know if you want to say any names, start talking any names, but they see them, and all they see is a girl that looks semi-attractive, right? You definitely smash, right? Like, I mean, I'd say like, okay, yeah, I'll smash. And they go and they follow them and listen to what they're saying.
Yep.
Now, and what are they saying? And what are they saying? They're saying things like when I was listening to one the other day, because I just want to see what they're saying. You know what they said, Drex? For the black community, they said that the only way for women to be saved is the church, is religion. That's what's going to save the... Oh, Lord, it's Jesus going to save us, Drex. And saying that pulled us out of slavery. What got us out of slavery was the church, and therefore the church is going to get us out of this one. I'm like, it wasn't the church that got us out of slavery. It was thousands of lives that were lost in a bloody civil war.
The sacrifice of men got you out of slavery. And then the church got you into a new form of slavery, right? Enter the prosperity pimp, right? These snake ass preachers who are out there who are just pansexual weirdos. A lot of these dudes, I was talking to a fan of the show earlier today, Angela, I believe, and I was talking to her about this because, see, I have literally zero respect for the church, none, zero, not even an ounce of it. I left the church at 8 years old for good reason. I went back to a Christian college when I was in school on a full ride, right? And I remember, for those of you who don't know, the church, the religious rite, all that. I'm going to start calling all these places, man. When I see these places, man, I'm just going to hit them with this. From now on, all these places are to be referred to as Mos Eisley Spaceport, right? Because do you remember what happens when Obi-Wan shows up? With
the
Luke,
most wretched hive of
scum and villainy.
That's right.
That's what you will find in these churches. That's what you'll find in all these fucking bitch-ass satanic priesthood up there in Vatican City. And
here's the thing. Drex. I got no problem with people having an individual religious experience, spiritual experience. Yep. And I think for men, one of the advice, I just read Aaron Clarey's new book, which is The Menu, which is a very good one that he put out. But it says, I think there's some spiritual component of your life, whatever you do to find your inner peace, to ever like calm down. For me, if I go for a walk, and just contemplate shit, for me, that's like a very like spiritual time for me. I enjoy that time. I think it's important, but that doesn't involve a fucking church. There's nobody coming in there telling me what to do. There's no pastor asking me for 10% of my fucking paycheck, like it's the goddamn IRS, and preaching about how tithing is important. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, and they that's not even the original meaning of what tithes are supposed to be. Yep. They've flipped everything. And this is the reason why I'm coming after all of these reverends, preachers, all these people. Andrew, there are a lot of people out there that talk all this church bullshit and biblical nonsense. And let me tell you something they forgot. In the Bible, when it talks about marriage, right? Monogamy, man, woman, coming together as a unit, right? Do you know what the woman is supposed to say for vows? Do you remember what she's supposed to say?
What, other than till death do us part?
Yeah, she doesn't talking about love and cherish. You know what she's supposed to say?
No, what you're supposed to say.
Respect and submit.
Oh, hell no. Those German Shepherds aren't submitting.
Those words got flipped.
Drex, they did not go to obedience class. They are not.
They did not go. No, these basset hound, bonnet wearing assholes have no room in their heart for submission. They have no room for respect, right? Mm-hmm. And that's why you see these BLM. Shout out to my man Jada Black for making that video about that German Shepherd BLM founder, Collier, however the hell you say her name. Mm-hmm. This chick, she's one of these ones that buying all these mansions, right? With showing up to rallies and pumping a fist, grifting, taking all the money, not doing shit for the black community, but then showing up with her lesbian lover to buy more mansions. Because BLM is an organization funded by a certain person who rhymes with Boros, and these people show up and they take money, and they have overlords who tell them what to do and to grift and to snatch more and more money to go into these communities and do what? Live with their little rainbow partners, right? They did nothing for the communities that they talk about, right? Ferguson, Missouri was shit after, was it Michael Brown? You got Eric Garner, I believe that was up in Maryland, if I recall. You got, poor little Tamir Rice, 12-year-old gunned down, playing with a toy gun. And when they sit there and preach, I always told Nick, I said, Nick, there's going to be something. This is what needs to happen to prove that everybody is a fraud. He said, what's that, Drex? I said, and here's the thing. I had this conversation with Nick after the Philando Castile shooting, right? And I said, Nick, this is what needs to happen to prove that everybody is a fucking fraud. It needs to be a black officer yeeting an attractive white woman. And I said, if that happens, it will prove that everybody that's on both of these political sides is a fraud, right? And Nick was like, wow, Drax, you think that would happen? No bullshit. As soon as Philando Castile's body wasn't even cold yet, right? What happens? Justine Damon got yeeted, right? By a Somalian.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember who was quiet, Andrew?
Yep. BLM.
BLM was quiet because remember they were saying, "Oh no, this is about police brutality. We're not about all just skin color." Mm-hmm. BLM didn't say shit, but do you remember who else didn't say shit?
Who?
The Blue Lives Matter white simps.
Oh
right?
yeah, because you're not yeah. I forgot. We gotta get the punch in there for the.
You gotta make sure you get these cuck conservatives because I think the cuck conservatives are the worst people on earth. They're worse than any far leftists. They're worse than any John Moneys who want to, rearrange boys' genitals and shit. They're worse than any. They are the ultimate evil on earth, is the conservative. Because you can't say, I'm not like them. I can recognize a problem. But when it comes time to do something, what do? Crickets.
Yep.
Nothing.
Yep.
So if I asked you, Andrew, who's more evil? The evil person or the person that recognizes evil, sees it, and elects to do nothing, right?
Yeah.
Like you remember the Penn State case, right?
Yes,
where Coach McCrary says he walked into a locker room, I recall, and then somewhere in the showers, he heard Sandusky doing inappropriate things to a child.
And he walked out, right? And he walked.
But you did nothing. So who's worse? Is it Jerry Sandusky or is it dude going?
That's hard. That's hard to say. That depends on what your perspective is on the people doing it. Because some people, these liberals nowadays, they're trying to justify the cheese pizza people. They're trying to say that they got these impulses and they can't control them, and it's okay. So let's let them off with a light sentence, and they have a bright future ahead of them, and they have a master's degree. So let's give them 3 months in prison instead of fucking 10 years, like they should be.
10 years isn't good enough. You heard what happened in Indonesia, right?
What happened in Indonesia?
Tim, you saw that article, did you not?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
What did they just end somebody? But
they cooked him. They put him on the wall.
Andrew,
they put him on. They actually put him.
They put him on the wall, fam.
They put him on the wall and bolted the trigger.
Yeah, he was a teacher. A teacher. They're not playing, man. 100%
should. I mean, the one thing you can say about the Islamic world, you can agree or disagree with whatever they do, but they do not fuck around with that shit.
Man, they aren't playing with that. When teacher got caught doing this, they're like, "Yeah, we got something for you." Like they got penicillin, and it looks like a hollow point. I said, "God damn!" And the reason why this is important, though, Andrew, I bring this up because it goes into what we're talking about tonight. Narratives, right? Narratives. Because, see, there's a lot of false narratives being told. You and I have talked about this. You know, Andrew, things have gotten perpetuated, right? Me Too has got perpetuated. You got people pulling some strings on both sides. You got some people out here lying. We got BLM. We got the black male image, right? And we can't discuss the black male image without talking about a fucking Uber cuck named Will Smith.
Yeah, now he's
that.
the sign. Now Will Smith is the sign of cuckoldry in Hollywood, right? So people are knowing about this. It's open, and I've heard people covering it. She's already made a statement, and I haven't done a huge follow-up on this. I almost could have done a follow-up episode to our episode on Will Smith, but I feel like we fucking crushed it. But Jada already came up with a statement kind of disowning Will. Kind of saying what he did was horrible. She didn't stand behind him at all. She's going, well, he's my man, so, I got to be in his field. But what he did was wrong. Violence is uncalled for. It's unnecessary. It's a bad
I don't need protecting.
I'm a strong, independent woman.
I'm strong, independent woman. I don't need protecting. Oh, I don't condone what Will did.
She just needed him to get up there because she gave him the fucking stink eye.
So now this is the reason why this is so beautiful, man.
Yeah.
So you have a cuck like Will who gets up there, makes an ass of himself, and someone says, well, Drex, what's the big deal, man? Maybe it was staged. Maybe it was a humiliation ritual. Maybe it was this. Maybe it was that, right? It's not about if something's real, fake, blah, blah. That's not what it's about. It's about the symbolism, right? It's about what happens moving forward. Because let me tell you what that really did, Andrew. That just empowered a whole generation of German Shepherds. And Sims. Yeah. Because now what's going to happen is they're going to be like this. Well, you ain't a real man unless what?
Go up there, defend my honor.
You going to really go defend my honor?
Yeah.
Drex, how many men have tombstones because they went to go defend an honor?
Yeah, a lot more than people want to admit.
Well, and that's the only thing that keeps that from propagating is if you end up following that road, you're going to end up with a goddamn tombstone. You're going to end up in the grave, in the dirt, for following stuff like that and going down the road. Even you could see the response of Chris Rock's brother. I mean,
Tony Rock.
If he was the one on the stage, or if it was, if it was anybody else, or if this was outside, I'm sure this might have ended a lot different than it did there on stage. Especially if a guy like Chris Rock, a little tiny guy like that, it's the type of guy that might be packing. You come up and fucking slap somebody like that, and they shoot you. And it doesn't matter whether it's fucking murder or whatever. You're dead. At the end of the day, you are fucking dead. And that person, doesn't matter if they get, convicted. At the end of the day, you've now died for what?
Yep.
For Jada's bald ass?
That's it.
For
you died for a bitch that should have had a wig on that night.
And that fucking Willow is writing letters to fucking Tupac to come back to life because all that she fucking talks about while she's married to Will is fucking Tupac. The daughter is writing letters to a dead man to resuscitate himself to save her fucking father from being a beta cuck. I mean, it's
when your own child doesn't love you. She's in love with a man she's never met.
Hey, Andrew, which daughter? Willow or Jaden?
Tim's got the lines, man. Tim comes in.
It's so, Tim, we've talked about this where when it comes to the weirdo kids and stuff, right? Well, Tim,
single mother families, right?
What do you think the future is for these kids, right? They've seen their dad get cucked, right?
Yeah.
Do they okay, look, Tim, do they have any masculine influence? Like, do they know when I'm in certain situations, when it comes to project, I would say problem resolution, right? When they get into certain encounters, like, what do I do when this happens? Well, if your dad is the dude who gets on stage in front of national TV and slaps a man,
that's the cuckold rage.
Yep.
That's cuckold rage, and that's all they know. So they're going to respond with violence to a situation that has nothing that is inappropriate for violence to use.
Ezra Miller.
Hey, Drex, when is it time to use violence? When violence is threatened on you.
Correct.
Or someone you
as
love.
a last resort.
As a last resort.
Fucking last resort.
A last resort.
You should never resort to violence. You're fucking everything. You should sacrifice everything you fucking can before you resort to violence.
And if you're a Hollywood celebrity, hey, let me open up my checkbook. How many stacks does it take to solve this problem?
Right.
Yeah, when you at the money, like money
Fuck it.
solves the problems when you're at that level. So it's like there's no need for that. And
That's going to end up on the highway at some point with one of them, like shirtless, roided up on drugs and something, waving a gun around, getting yeeted by the police.
Man, a lot of weird things can
was
happen.
it blue suicide? Death by blue?
Yeah. Suicide by cop.
Yep.
Yeah, suicide by cop, yeah.
Well, you're starting to see what you're starting to see now, though, and this is the beauty of when celebrities really do some really insane stuff, is that what happens is as this narrative breaks down, the people who were shaming red pill content creators and guys like that, and in black pill guys, I think LOM said that. He said, and TFM said this years ago. He said the same people who are going to be shaming you up front, right? So Andrew, let's think back. Let's say, what are we in 2022? How about 7 years ago, right? 2015. And guys were already talking about this. Is before all the PUA grifters, slithered in, right? And they did slither. These fuckers don't have legs to stand on. They slither like snakes.
Which PUA? I mean, we're talking about specific PUAs here, or like which?
Just the PUA community in general, because what
okay, like RSD, and I mean, are you going like
Rouge V?
Rouge V. Well, Rouge is like the best example of like a fucking transformation, right? That guy went from like, saying, hey, maybe aping girls is okay, to hey, I've had a religious conversion and I'm cool with God now, right? Because you've seen him, right? He looks like a goddamn imam.
Yeah, he got banned from Canada.
Oof.
He got
He
banned.
tried to come to Canada to do a speech or a forum, and he got banned at the border. Banned for
I think
life.
he got banned from Australia too.
Yeah.
Damn.
That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they're even worse than we are.
Yeah. He got
Australia's
banned.
really cocked, if you haven't noticed.
He got banned from Australia as well. I think
we heard.
UK.
Well, the reason why that's so important, though, is that, okay, you look at these people, right? And there are people out there saying, oh, this guy's got it all wrong. These guys are lame. They're just living in their mom's basement, blah, 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 right? Fast forward. How many cases have we seen with Me Too? How many, we started talking about the black male image, the white male image. Everything is getting blamed on cis white men right now. So when people...
And then you blame them for checking out.
Yeah, then you blame them for checking out. It's like, wait a minute. Yeah. So people started saying, wait a minute. So before you were saying that if a guy's not chasing women, he's lame, right? He's a loser. But then when you started seeing dudes getting caught up in real situations, right? Will Smith. So remember, they said it was all about the money. Remember that, Andrew? Oh, it's about bettering yourself, brother. It's about getting this money and being high status. And then you start looking at all these high status dudes, right? Bezos, divorced. Kanye, divorced. Bill Gates, divorced.
Yep.
You started going, during COVID, what did you see, Andrew?
Yep.
You started seeing the highest value men getting divorced. And aside from only a couple of, I guess you could say, cases that went the other way, I think Adele's, she had to pay, Kelly Clarkson had to pay, right? So rare exceptions, right? But overwhelmingly, it was the dudes losing, right? Losing millions and billions. We can't forget about Dr. Dre, right?
Right.
And so when guys started saying, yo, this is how it really is, and people were, no, that's not how it is. And then what happened? They started seeing, that's how it is. And then that's how they started grifting, like, yeah, man, so let me tell you about hitting the wall and wait a minute. I remember you 5 years ago, you were all about...
Drex, it's because the truth, it's like with all the other issues, with the beer bug and everything else, the truth is so in your face, they are forced to now accept it, but pivot, right?
Yep.
That's why we're seeing, and to get back to what we were getting at, the thought economy, some of these girls who I think are also these pick-mishas, right? Mm-hmm. These people who want you to look at them as the ideal because they're using it as a sourcing method for them to try to attract a high value guy, right? And I'm just using that term, right? Because that's a community term, right? The high value guy.
The high value guy, yep.
Kevin Samuels has kind of popularized it, right? So I'm just going to say that's what they want. They want that 1% or the fraction of a 1% guy, the small percentage guy.
It's the most bass. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Andrew.
No. I'm just saying they're using it as a sourcing method. Clearly, I mean, it's so obvious, especially these people who are divorced, especially these people who have kids, and then they're coming on social media and they have a legion of simps. The problem is they don't want the simp.
Nope. Well, and what's the beauty of that, though, Andrew?
Yeah.
The female dating or female delusion calculator, right?
Yep.
One of the reasons why that's so important with combining with the red pill is that like a lot, we got to break this thing down tonight, where a lot of things started kind of flipping on its head, right? Because when guys are saying, no, that's not true, man, that's not true, the women don't want, and then all of a sudden, like whether it be Fresh or Fit, whatever, they started hopping on, and what did they see? All these women were saying the guy has to be 6 something, right? 6'2", 6'4", and it's like you do know that there's not that many people on Earth who, first of all, how many people on Earth are 6'4" or above? It's like 4% maybe, right? Oh, and he has to make this kind of money, and he has to.
Right.
So eventually, dudes started going, wait a minute, okay. So Andrew, let's say you don't fit that.
Like, Drex, remember that if you're making $100,000 in the U.S., you are the top, I think, millionth percent of the planet.
Yeah, I remember watching a Coach Greg Adams video. I'll never forget this. He said, I think someone said in a super chat, and apparently, if you make $36,000 per year, right, you are the top percent of earners on Earth, right? Because we're talking about if everyone in the world,
on Earth, right?
on Earth. 36,000, you are in the top on Earth. So what's that telling you? These hyperinflated expectations. That's the reason why, I don't know if you've noticed this, Andrew. I started seeing this in the black community, right? In the community.
Right.
What I saw is black women tried to do a weird flex on black men, right? Y'all out there with passport gang, y'all want to go with all these little Dominican women, Brazilians? Well, I can do bad all by myself too. I'm going to Jamaica. Andrew, you know what the problem with doing that is?
The problem is they're going to catch a fucking STD. But what other problem are you going to bring up here?
Besides syphilis,
that's real though, because I got a boy who actually, even fucking Walt from Fresh and Fit, that fucking bumbling fool. But I've met him. I know Walt, but like his game in Barbados when he was from Barbados was literally just to wait for tourist girls and bang them.
Yep.
It was the laziest man's game ever. And you're on any of those Caribbean islands, any of them, right? There's literally boats full of horny single girls coming to fuck. Their purpose is to go on this trip to fuck, right? And they're just coming right up to you. You don't have to do anything. So of course you're going to get fucked. Of course the STD chance is there, right?
Now hold on, Andrew. This is why this is important.
All right, go ahead.
Because when the women try to flex like men, what women seek out men for, what men seek out women for is the opposite. So for a woman, you can't leave the men in your Western rich country, your first world country, right? And say, well, I'm going to go get me a man in Barbados. Oh, shit. You remember, from a socioeconomic status, they're beneath you, significantly beneath you. They're beneath the men that you left in your home country, right? Oh, are you from Australia, ladies? You're trying to go get with a man in Jamaica? He's broke, right? By your standard, right? So what ends up happening is reality started hitting too many people at the same time. And that's why they started to call this a terrorist organization or philosophy, because they need someone to control. You see what I'm saying? And it became more and more about control. And yet what I started seeing, Andrew, more falsehoods, more false narratives. I told you this before the show. I said, it's funny that these guys talk all this nonsense about, the manosphere lies and bullshit, right? They're selling people fake dreams. Oh, yeah, man, you know what? You just sign up for my course. You give me this money per month, and I'm going to turn you into the Giga Chad. And yet, okay. But we saw Jeff Bezos get cucked, and he's the richest man in the world. Okay, so we saw that. That doesn't fit the narrative. We started seeing more and more rich men. Who was their girl cheating on them with? A nobody.
Yep.
Literal bums. Like, the highest status dudes were getting, their girls were cheating on them with literal Pookies and Ray Rays. Nobodies, right? Then you had guys like Kevin Samuels giving Nicki Minaj a 9 out of 10. Uh-oh. You got exposed now, right? Because you were selling one thing, and high value, blah, blah. And then someone goes, wait a minute. Nicki Minaj is married to an actual fucking convicted pedophile. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At what point does someone say, wait a minute?
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of like what metric are we talking about? If we're just rating like physicality, I understand like people are into different things, right? Subjectively, if somebody's into like the Nicki Minaj look, right? Let's say you like that fucking her eyes, right? Because she's got those like specific eye shape, and you like that the fucking way she does her hair and all that shit. If you like that, okay, subjectively, maybe she might be a 9 for you. Like that's definitely not a 9 for me. Like Nicki Minaj is not a fucking 9 for me. Like I think Nicki Minaj, like on if I'm gonna be real in America, like today, she's probably like a 6 or a 5.5. But like Would most people in America still smash? The answer is yes.
They
right?
would.
But a fucking
Guilty
9,
pleasure,
like
though.
a 9 for me, no. And if you're talking about a personality, and like you said, the people she associates with, that shit goes down to a 0, right? If you're talking about like, because Kevin Samuels is trying to talk about marriage. He is talking about marriage and finding a long-term partner. Nicki Minaj is probably the fucking worst candidate for a long-term partner you could ever find in a woman.
No, third worst.
Okay, sorry, you got worse.
The only people worse is Cardi B and Lizzo. Right?
Lizzo's up there. Lizzo's definitely up there.
You and I are on the same wavelength on this one because I said
Leslie
the exact
Jones.
two.
Yeah, and Leslie Jones, because I don't know what that gorilla-looking face creature looks like.
No pastor on this earth would marry you to Leslie Jones.
Oh, no, they couldn't do it to you. They couldn't do it. They would have to have some kind of decorum.
Oh, man.
Like,
hold on.
brother,
How much would it take for you to smash Lizzo? Like, how much money would they have to pay you to smash Lizzo?
Oh, no, we've been through this, right, Drex? It's not the money.
Oh, have you? It's not the money. What is it? Drex?
Get rid of the family court.
I would smash Lizzo to get rid of the family court.
That's the outcome is like like you'd smash Lizzo. Okay,
I do it, and here's why. Here's why.
The Viagra, you do whatever it takes.
Here's the thing. There's a lot of work I would have to do in order to be able to get up for the job, right? And one of the things that we got to focus on some real shit real quick.
I would need some heavy chemical enhancement to be able
heavy chemical enhancement.
Heavy.
But we got to remember a paper bag or two. But we got to remember this though. Always remember this. What do we know about big girls? What are they good? What do all big girls have that other girls don't have?
Other than cellulite? Like, what are we going?
Hey man, everybody knows. Look, if you grew up in the '90s, you know the head game was fire, man.
Oh yeah, the head game is fire. No, that is true.
Yeah. This is well known in all circles. This is the reason why what I'm saying. Like I said, when it comes to this manosphere shit,
I will say I'm going to make a comment here though. The girls have been getting better about the head game, and I will say the girls in Asia very good with the head game. Very good with the head game.
Now, hold on, Andrew. I got to
put that out there. I know, and I'm saying
I love all women. Well, almost all. There's one group I don't love, but Andrew, I got to say this.
Yeah.
There's one thing I'm going to hold against Asian women. I have to hold it against them.
Hold it against them.
I don't like their sexual sounds, bro. I can't do it.
It depends. It depends. I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying.
That ain't hot to me, man. Like
if
I sound like I'm about to catch a case, I don't like my dick doesn't get hard by thinking like, man, I might have to call Andrew or Nick up.
I have the opposite. I have the opposite reaction when I'm like, hey, I may be in trouble with the law. I may need to defend myself in court. I'm like, yeah, let's go here.
Man, yeah.
When the cops might be called, that's when I'm like, all right, it's party time.
Yeah, it's that sound, that whole like subdued, repressed, like,
Drex, don't get me turned on here, man. It's a family show. It's a family show.
Intermission. We're on break.
I gotta go. Where's the
Oh my God. How do you find that hot, bro?
I love that, man. It's great. It's fantastic.
They sound childlike to me, man. They sound like a wounded animal or something.
Okay, but maybe I don't know what children you're messing with. I don't know if we're talking about cheese pizza here, but like, an adult woman who is moaning very loud is good, because the opposite is my worst. I mean, somebody who is fucking silent as a grave, who's sitting there like a goddamn starfish, like a fucking nun starfish, just in total silence, taking that D. I mean, that's completely for me. I can't do it. Like I just can't.
I've actually smashed what was basically a human mannequin before. That was not cool. I do got to say this though, Andrew. I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah.
One of the other manosphere lies that we talked about that needs to be addressed. I can't stand these fucking frauds that are out here. Manosphere lies. They talk all of this game about the hot chicks, right?
Mm-hmm. The hot chick,
you gotta get you a 9 and a 10, man.
Yep.
8s, 9s, and 10s. That's all we go for, brother. We're just the hottest of the hot. Hey, Andrew. That's one point they make. But then what's the flip side of that coin? What are 9s and 10s known for in bed?
They fucking suck. They suck. It's not known for it. They objectively are horrible.
This is objective, right? This is not subjective.
They're objectively horrible. I mean, like, that's not just like personal experience, although it is, but it's also like literally talking to anybody who smashes 8s, 9s, and 10s at all ever, who I've seen with 8, 9s, and 10s, and they're like, yeah, they look really great, but they suck because they take zero consideration for you. They are narcissists who only think about themselves, and all they think about is their appearance without having to try to please you. There's nothing sexier for me than a girl that is working her ass off to get that nut. That is probably the hottest thing for me.
Yeah, but now, okay, now you're starting to see all of this hypocrisy start to kind of bubble to the surface.
For sure.
Like the hypocrisy of, I'll tell you something that I was thinking about earlier.
There are people now. The Drex. There are some people. See, with manosphere, the broad brush. I think a lot of people, they focus on the 8, 9s, and 10s and getting the 8, 9s, and 10s. That's ridiculous. There are some people I've heard who say, "Look, you are better off with a 6 or a 7, or a 7 that doesn't know she's a 7." Right?
I agree.
Like, she has no fucking clue.
The best you can really hope for, like the absolute best a man can hope for, is an 8 that doesn't know she's an 8. The only reason why she would not know that she's an 8.
Very ignorant 8. That's like an 8 from the country. Like that's like
Amish. Yeah, Amish girl.
Amish.
Yeah, for real. Like that is like the best you can hope for.
By the way, this segues in with what we were talking about earlier about Asia, third world countries, Brazil, anywhere else. Those girls don't know they're an 8 when they're in their country. But you take that Filipina who's an 8 and you bring her to the U.S. And by the way, maybe she's an 8 in the U.S. and she's a 6 in Philippines, right?
Yep.
Because that's a thing too, right? Regional, you could be average there, but you're super hot in the U.S. So, when you bring her back, you're fucked, bro, because now she knows, and now she that 8 she fucking feels herself. And you're not going to be able to hold that. You're going to lose that real quick.
Oh, no, yeah. She's going to look at you as less than nothing. And the beauty of this, though,
especially when you're the 50-year-old guy who's going to Pattaya with the bald spot, and thinks you're going to win this and bring her back to Cleveland.
Yep. You try to throw the money around. The reason why I bring this up, though, Andrew, is a simple reason, man. There's this whole thing where they always talk about, like, they're going to get these fertile, young, hot 18-year-old virgins, blah, 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 blah. And I go like this. Okay, so they always claim that guys are all about these hot young girls, right? And look, it's fair. It's fair. Younger chicks tend to win. They get more male attention. However, let's talk about some of the things about the younger ones. This is what the red pill doesn't talk about. First and foremost, when you start going on the hub and start looking up these sites, teen is not the number one search. It's mature and MILF. Okay, so if guys, now again, these could be mommy issues. We're not going to speculate why. We're just going with the raw stats, right? The raw data says that teen is not what the number one search is for heterosexual encounters. Okay, so we get a little deeper. Okay, so let's talk about this, Andrew. Most guys in this space are in their 20s, 30s, and above, right? Have you ever talked to an 18-year-old, 19-year-old?
Me? Yeah, I've talked to an 18-year-old.
How did that conversation go? Was it engaging to you?
No, they're fucking boring. And literally, I remember when I was, I can neither confirm nor deny that it was a girl that I was smashing, but it was literally the most inane, dumb conversation I ever had. Like my IQ was suffering. I felt dumber afterwards.
Now, Andrew, I got to ask you this. For all these guys who claim to be red pill.
By the way, still smashed. But
yeah, of course.
Look, can't confirm or deny.
You can either confirm or deny, but theoretical in Minecraft, that's smashed, but like a block. But the point is that that's the difference between men and women, though. That's like a huge difference. Is that we still have that thing. You cannot do apples to apples whenever they try to do this comparison, because we are totally okay with smash and dash. That's totally okay. There's almost every guy in the world, if you gave them a chance to smash somebody and just dash, they're going to do it.
They would do it. Yep.
That is not true. That is 100% not true.
I have to get to know him first. And the reason why I bring this up,
and Drex, I believe them when they say that. I do believe women when they say some of them at least have to get to some sort of comfort level. Now that may be quick, right?
Correct.
Like you, like Drex,
they can't on a pure visual.
Like in a way, Drex, you are getting the girls comfortable with coming and doing, the Smash Bros and coming doing those things. You're getting them comfortable in your own way.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. You can't just like walk to like, once you got the team, they're going to say no, or they'll call the cops on you. So
call the cops on you, right? Because you could be a murderer, right? They want to make sure you're not a murderer.
You could be a psycho.
Guy. There's some level of comfort.
The reason why this is one of those things that people don't talk about in this space is that I go, you got to think about this for a second. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, you get a 19-year-old hot, super, she's smoking hot, right?
Yep. 19.
Yep. But let's say how about 31? You're a 31-year-old, but you're with a 19-year-old, right?
Yep.
Okay, what the fuck are you going to be talking about? Because beauty does fade. Like these guys go, she's hot. Dude, you can be around a hot chick who, like you said, inane conversation, right? Andrew, there's 24 hours in a day, right?
Right.
These fraud, fake ass red pill guys never talk about what happens when you're not smashing. If there's 24 hours, that means there's gonna be a lot of time where you're not smashing. Hey, Andrew, what are you doing with somebody who offers you mind-numbingly terrible conversation?
I get rid of them as soon as possible.
You have to, but remember, these guys are no, man. That's the woman you marry right away. It's like, yeah, you say that shit.
And this is the people who end up simping and sucking it up, and all of a sudden their fucking alpha frame goes out the window, and their beta cucks for their 19-year-old wife. She loses respect for them and ultimately ends up cheating on them with the next dude, right?
That's right. They don't talk about this though, right? Have you heard any manosphere guy talk about these topics? I don't hear it. All I hear is you just get a hot young girl, man, and then put a bunch of babies in her and keep her barefoot and pregnant. Yeah, try that shit. Because even these broads are out here cheating now.
Who's the main proponent of that nowadays? Because I'm wondering, about the really.
I don't know if there's a main proponent. It's always been out there, right? Because they always talk about youth, beauty, fertility, right? That's always been there. Yeah. So
and that's historic. That's like
historic.
Ancient. Like that's like historic. It's like we're always like physically attractive. Like a 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 21-year-old girl is always going to be very fucking physically attractive. When you are 70 years old, Drex, you're going to be looking at that 21-year-old, be like, yeah, it's smash.
Yep.
But you're going to know because you're fucking a wise-ass 7-year-old. You're the fucking Migtown sage right there. You got the fucking Fu Manchu beard going on.
Yep.
By then. And you're going to know that that's all it's good for.
Yep.
That's it.
But see, no one wants to have that conversation because some of the things that they don't discuss is that I've noticed that a lot of people have not discussed relationship market value versus sexual market value. They keep on conflating these. I said, look, dude, okay, watch this. Kim Kardashian right now is like 40 years old, right? Single mom, right? Bunch of damn kids by Kanye. Okay. Now, let me ask you something. What do you think her pure SMV is? Like, so you have guys who are 20 plus guys, 30 plus guys, 40 plus guys, 50 plus guys, right?
I think her SMV for Kim still to this day, because I've actually talked to you about Kim specifically even recently, even here in Korea. And because I use her as an example of an American type girl, like the American, ideal girl. And I think that she's still at least a 6 or a 7 because so many guys will still smash Kim Kardashian.
Yep.
To this day, even with that. So I would say let's be generous. Let's be fucking generous. And let's give her the 7 SMV. Her relationship market value, what do you think that is, Drex?
So I would give Kim on pure SMV, right? As
SMV.
Guys who are going to look at her and say, smash. I'm going to say 9 because I would say 9 out of 10 guys would say yes. You see what I'm saying?
I'm okay with that.
So 9 out of 10, right? However,
she's on the top end. She's not on the bottom end.
Because remember, if she posts a bunch of thirst traps, right? All these guys that are the frauds who say, "Oh, I'm not even attracted to that." Stop. If she was in front of you and said, "Yes or no," 9 out of 10 dudes would say yes, right? So to me, that means your SMV is around a 9, whereas you and I argue with Nicki Minaj, maybe 50-50 at best, right? Because a lot of guys don't look at we don't like that.
Like I wouldn't smash. Well, also Nikki, like if you look at her recently, she's gotten bigger too, and it's like it's like her legs too. Like that to me is like a real
fat plastic chick. So she might be a 3. She might be a 3 or 4 or 5.
Her proportions are just weird.
They're weird because you have a body. Now, Tim. Here's the thing though. When we get to Kim, her relationship market value. This is where people can start they conflate these things. Her R&V is terrible because, like you said, Andrew, you proved it. A guy will invest in a hot young girl, right? An old guy will, a young guy will, a middle-aged guy will, right? But when it comes to Kim, a guy goes like this. I mean, I'll smash. What the fuck am I going to do with a girl who's worth X amount and she has X amount of kids? I don't got time to deal with that shit.
But X amount of celebrities, yeah, exactly.
X amount of celebrities, I don't got time to deal with that shit. So her relationship market value is actually really low. Now, can she find another rich simp? Of course she can. Because
of course
simps are born every day, right?
There's always another simp.
Another simp.
She's a celebrity, which once again, people use celebrities to try to relate to reality. And even red pill guys do this. Red pill guys are guilty of doing this too. For example, even we'll use Leo, but like Leo's on, you are not fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. Like you will not be Leonardo DiCaprio. So do not even pretend you can live his life because he's on a different fucking level than you.
Yep.
But, using celebrities as a comparison for normal fucking people, normal average people is not even fair. But Kim Kardashian, she's got this infinite pool of people who simp for her. She'll always be able to find a guy. But
always.
In terms of relationship, she's never going to get a quality relationship. And she herself is so toxic to relationships. Even if she did, she would destroy it because she is the element that destroys those relationships.
Yeah, sooner or later you gotta say it's you because I think this is like a third or fourth marriage. And that's something like the Janet Jackson thing, right?
I'm counting Chris Humphries.
Oh yeah, Chris Humphrey, Minnesota guy.
I'm counting it like the whole 2 weeks or whatever. It still counts.
Yep, him. She was married before she was ever famous, back when she used to look like a mutant. So it is what it is, and the reason why this is so important is that like it relates to a lot of things that we talk about that like other guys I think are trying to shift away from. These guys are being sold false dreams, man, false hopes. Because Andrew, I was going to ask you. This is your chance to let everybody know once and for all. Tell us the real on all these guys who are out here simping for these Asian chicks in Korea and
Japan,
and Thailand and the Philippines. Give us the real. The guys.
I'm going to tell you right now. Right now. This is for you. This is for you guys. You will come, especially if you're white or even if you're black, by the way, because that's part of a checklist as well. You will come. And you will smash. You will smash. I will say that. You will smash. If you're at least an average-looking guy, you will smash. However, ain't none of these girls going to be your waifu. Ain't none of these girls going to be the girl that comes back with you and has your babies and is totally happy with you. Now, maybe she'll marry you, right? Maybe you find a girl and she will marry you. And maybe you find she will come to the U.S. And maybe she'll even have kids with you. But she is going to leave you. You are going to bring this girl back to the U.S. and she will 100% leave you when she comes back to the U.S. Why? Because she's going to look around. She's going to see what's on the menu, what's out there, and say, why did this guy have to come to Thailand or Korea or wherever to get me? Why did this guy have to come here to get me? Because the guys that are coming over here, Drex, the guys that do that, the guys that come here specifically for that, they're thinking my odds are better. I'm going to play my odds. Here's the problem, though. They don't stay here. Here's the problem. You want to pull that shit? You want to be in Indonesia rules where they're fucking, chopping cheese pizza people's heads off? You got to stay in Indonesia. Those rules don't apply when you bring people out of that environment and you bring them back home. You know why? Because all the authority is taken away from men. All the authority of the society, all the pressure of society. Also, here's the other thing too, especially in Korea. You are not Korean. And no matter how much you learn the language, and this goes for girls and guys, you will never be Korean or Japanese or Thai. They will never accept you, especially Asians. They will never accept you as a person from that country. This is not Canada. It's not the United States. It's not even Europe, right? People accept people who go to Germany or the UK after a generation or two. They say they're British, they're German, right? They don't care. That's a Western concept. That shit doesn't fly in Asia. In that way, they're very based. They're like, these are foreigners. Even people, there's families here that have been here for generations. They've been here for 100 years. They consider them foreigners. They're just foreigners that speak good Korean or good Japanese, but they're foreigners.
Yep.
And you will never be part of that society. And the society is what regulates the behavior of the girl. And the sad truth is the same benefits that keep those girls in line, that keep them in check, that keep them respectful. The girl that chooses to go outside of that by marrying a foreigner is somebody who's going to shirk those cultural norms for what? Probably for feminism.
That's right. Now, hold on, Andrew. What about the guy who
says, we're back.
Now, what about the guy who goes like this? But Andrew, I'm different. I know all this because I'm so red pill, bro. I'm a red pill alpha. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this woman that I'm going to come over there and marry in that native country. Tell me what my life is going to be like.
Well, number one, you got to understand that you are going to be discriminated against pretty much your entire life. Like, you need to understand that. And most people, I'm going to tell you this, Drex, most people don't last, for example, here in Asia, they won't last more than 6 months to a year because they're not going to be able to take it. They're weak-willed and they're not going to be able to take that. So most people come over here, they break within a year, girls and guys, or 2 years max. But on top of that, you're always going to be treated like an outsider. You're always going to be shunned. And also, there's always going to be the possibility of that girl running out on you even here and going with, guess what, another foreigner. So that's something that happens all the fucking time here. These girls that go for one foreigner, they'll jump to another. Because guess what? I'm here in Korea. There's thousands of army swinging dicks coming by, and all she's got to do is go to one bar in Itaewon, and there's going to be somebody to smash her. If it's not the army guy, it might be me. All I'm saying is that there's somebody out there who's going to smash this girl.
That's for you, Lex. Because, we shout out to my man Leximus. So Leximus spent time in the service, and he said everything you just said. He said, no, dude, These chicks go get smashed by. He said he's a Latino. He said my Latino brother. He said it's the white guys and the black guys running through these Koreans. This whole thought that you're gonna bring, I'm just gonna stay in her native country. Okay, yeah, do that. She is gonna get ran through. You're not gonna have like some kind of. These guys want this control, Andrew. I told him. I said, dude, they don't love you like that.
Give up all hope that you can control. Give up all hope that you can moderate it. They're going to be what they're going to be. So here's where the reality you need to accept that this is the way it is now. There is no refuge. There is no refuge in Asia. There's no refuge in South America. There's no refuge in Eastern Europe. This is a global thing now. So you now have to deal with the reality. What are you going to do? Right? What are you going to do? You can go neat, you can go, herbivore. You can lock yourself away. You can get a doll. You can, date non-exclusively. You can go full Smash Bros. I mean, you can do whatever you want. But once you accept that red pill that you will never have this perfect marriage where there's no chance of your wife cheating on you and you're going to lock her down and you're going to get her to pair bond with you and that's it. That's gone. That's gone. Get that fucking so far out of your head. Get that so far out of your head that you're going to have a pair bonded relationship where it's impossible for them to cheat on you. That's not true. And by the way, you're not fucking special. You're not Andrew, fucking special.
You brought the dolls, and Asia is big for the dolls. They are the originator. Now let's
I haven't seen one yet though, Drex. I'm gonna be honest, like I haven't. Okay, I'll be real. I gotta go into a sex store here, and I'm gonna vlog it. At least if they allow me to vlog it. But I definitely will vlog it. I haven't seen one in Asia yet. I'm sure they're there because once again, you want to keep that fucking private, and people here keep shit private. There is that one story about the Japanese guy who brought a sex doll to the park, but he's a fucking weirdo. Like
the one that guy was in the harbor.
Yeah.
They don't claim him.
I guarantee.
Oh God, it's Koopa. Someone say dolls.
Our resident degenerate Koopa.
Okay. He's got the goblin.
Why can't I see the comments here? Is it not? Oh, because you got.
It's in our Discord.
Oh, Discord.
Yeah. So Andrew, tell us about the dolls. Tell us about what you feel is going to be like the doll. I call it the doll revolution. I talked to Dollhouse Phil about this. I want your take.
I love talking to Phil because Phil's a really interesting guy and I like to get the back and forth like a little bit of the argument about the 19th because that's the whole thing with the TFMs and the one that I argue with, and I think we talked about Drex, the real repeal the 19th, which is make it and I think we talked about on my show I believe where the real repeal the 19th that could actually get passed is make everybody be a net contributor, a net tax contributor in order to vote. And that's gender neutral, but we all know which gender it's going to hit. It's going to exclude females. So if you're that one boss bae who's contributing, okay, great, fine, you get a vote, fine, you're paying in, fine, oh, that's okay. If you really are contributing more than you're taking out, well, let's be clear, that includes child support and other shit. If you're getting it from the government, you're fucking out, right? You're disqualified. And in fact, I would say you're taking a goddamn dime from the government. You're disqualified, right? That could do it. You're not going to actually repeal it. That would never happen. And men are too cucked to stand up. I'll say that straight up. That's never going to happen because men are too cucked at large. And there's always going to be those cucks out there that think that they can white knight their way into pussy.
That's right.
And that mating strategy is going to work. And they're going to say, no, sorry, guys. I'm gonna stay upholding these laws and protecting these women. There's always going to be a group of guys like that.
They're the ones who get told, you're such a great listener. You're my best friend.
Tim, when I talk to girls, I'm like, Tim, they'll be like, Andrew, because this is my biggest argument. I love it, Drex. I bring it up all the time because I love it. I'm like, the men and women can't be friends argument. And it's the hey, give me your phone. No, we can really be friends. We're really friends. Oh, give me your phone. Well, no, what do you want my phone? Well, I'm going to text him right now. Hey, come over. I'm horny. See what he says.
Yep.
No, that's why. Why? If he's your friend, he's going to say, what are you talking about?
He's going to say, yeah, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? You're crazy. Yeah, I would never do that. I respect all women. Versus be over in 5.
Yep. No, these dudes are ready, man.
He loves it.
It pisses him off.
That's
a great test. And I know who I can use that on, too.
It's a good one. Because you call them out on it. Call them out on it, and it's right there. And they back down. I'm like, why are you backing down? If it's your friend, there's no
Johnny's just a friend.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, send Johnny a thirst trap and say, see me in 10 and see how he reacts. He's coming. Now, Andrew, I got to ask you this. Because of the Will Smith fiasco, what do you believe is the future of relationships?
I don't think the thing is let's not put too much on Will. Let's not give that cuck too much credit, right? This shit has been a long time festering, and it's a result of a lot of things. It's a result of feminism, these fucking German shepherds, American culture going the way of the German shepherd, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've talked about this, Drex. It's trying to bring that template that destroyed the black community to all of America.
Everybody.
It doesn't matter what race, color, creed you
That's
are.
right.
They want it's in the church. It's in everywhere. They're trying to destroy American families. That is where we're going. The nuclear family, I mean, it's already destroyed, but it's going to continue to be destroyed. Men are going to continue to get wrecked in divorce court. There's going to be no remedy because, frankly, the number of women who out-earn men it'll always be small. And second of all, the ones that out-earn men, well, sometimes they won't get married. They'll decide not to get married all of a sudden. You've heard that. You hear that with the girls who call into Kevin Samuels. When they talk about why they didn't get married to their guy, it's because they out-earned them. It's because they were waiting for the guy to make more money, and he never did. So that's why Atlanta's got that single girl rate, right? They got the crazy high single girl rate. That's the future in America is unmarriage, is unmarried people, is single people on both sides.
Yeah, and it's going to be natural. The issue that I'm going to see is what do you think about the issue of open relationships versus prostitution?
Okay, I've talked about this. So I think you're going to see for the law, because I am a lawyer sometimes. I think the legal shift I'm predicting is you're going to get an expansion of divorce proceedings for alimony. So instead, I think you probably heard the term palimony, right? Mm-hmm. So there are these people who they'll live together for a long time. They're unmarried, and they kind of act like they're married, but they're not in a common law state. So they're not common law married, right? Yep. But they act that way. So they don't meet the statutes for common law. They're the state doesn't do common law, but they live together. They act like they're married, and they're just dating though. They never even called themselves husband or wife. They live together. They share an apartment. Now it hasn't been successful, but in the future, because this is going to become so common and because women are going to bitch about it, we are going to get people getting sued for just living with women. So it is going to get to the point where there is a gender segregation.
That's what I said. It's inevitable.
Segregation.
It's inevitable.
Forget
Tim,
race.
I've been saying this for the longest.
Forget race. Gender segregation. It's just going to
I've been telling
happen.
Tim this forever. I said, Tim, it's going to come down to total segregation. It's coming. People keep thinking no, it's. I said, dude. They're just, and I've always said this, Andrew, they're going to keep bitching to the government because the more women lose, the more they're going to run to the government. Anytime they feel they're losing, I need my eggs frozen.
And Drex, both the Democrats and the rhinos, which are the majority, especially a super majority when you combine them, they're both going to simp for those women.
That's right.
Because someone just even sent me on Twitter, they tagged me in a Tommy Lauren post. It didn't have to do with sexual stuff, but I'm always getting on Tommy Lauren. You know that.
Oh, Tommy.
Because she is my favorite spit roast. That my SEAL buddy, did all sorts of nasty things with.
Shout out to your SEAL buddy. Let me give a drink of Dasani for him.
Yeah,
shout out to you for doing whatever you did to Tommy Lauren, man.
Oh, I don't have anything.
Yeah, I'm just gonna chug this Gatorade.
But she's a traditional conservative, right? She's a trash con.
She is now.
She's a good God-fearing woman.
She's still a raging feminist. She's still a raging feminist.
Raging feminist 304. And the beauty of dealing with this is that there was an article that was written about how the news is now telling women to hide their slutty past. Shout out to Joker Better Bachelor for talking about that.
Yeah, Joker.
And this is becoming more and more of the thing where they're like, no, I wasn't one of them hoes. You're like, wait a minute. You can't be in your 30s unmarried and say, oh, I'm 100% traditional. I'm the ultimate traditional woman. It's like, wait a minute.
In America?
In America at 30?
No. I'll believe it in Asia sometimes with these girls because if certain of the girls, they've had really, strict dads or whatever, and they're living at home because the housing costs here are sort of retarded. Like some of these girls, I do actually believe it. It's kind of weird, but they're kind of like the weird girls. But the ones that are out there, they're around the world, they're smashing, right? I mean, and 30, 40 in America, you're run through like nothing else. I don't even, Drex, what do you think the leg count? I was actually thinking about this the other day because I know my leg count, right? I'm not saying I keep a spreadsheet, but I'm saying there's a list. What do you think the average 30-year-old woman in America, what do you think her leg count is? Like realistic, like you can give a range, right? But what do you think it actually is? I'm
gonna put it like this. I'm gonna say if you were, let's just say every chick is 10 per year, right? Starting at the age, and I'm being very conservative. Yep. But if we say 10 per year, look, let's be really conservative. Let's say she doesn't even get turned out until 20. So like, her sophomore year of college, right?
Okay.
So
she's
I mean,
really holding out.
Yeah, I'm like, she was holding out. She thought she was going to find the love of her life in college. She met a guy. And then after that, she just went buck wild, right? Mm-hmm. So from 20 to 30, let's say 10 guys per year. Mm-hmm. That means by 30, she's at 100 bodies. And that sounds insane to a dude because think about it. Even when she slows down, this is where people forget. Because there's going to be a guy.
Drex, to me, that's a conservative estimate, but I think it's a very fair one.
It's very fair because watch this. So a Tinder hookup, right? That was one weekend. Yep. Another Tinder hookup, that was another weekend. You went to a swing club, right? That was a different weekend. All right, you went to go visit your parents the next week. Then, hey, hold on, Andrew. This is the best part. Drex, you're wrong because these women are in relationships too. I know. So let's just say she doesn't cheat. Hey, Andrew, let me ask you this. What tends to happen to women after they get out of relationships?
Yeah, they go on the cock carousel. They go ride.
They go wild.
The advice that other women give them is to fuck it out. Is to literally the best way to get over one dick is to have another, right?
Yep.
Have 20 others.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. So honestly, Drex, saying 10, it's probably even if they do one a month, that's 12.
That's 12.
Also, starting at 20. Drex, half these girls are starting at 14
No. And that's the thing. That's why I said it. I wanted to give a clean number because I go like this. If I start saying, well, I mean, based on statistics, they were starting at like 14, 15. And then, because remember, if you start at 14, 15, Tim, you're not going to do 10 a year. No. What ends up happening is it may be one. Maybe it's a boyfriend, right? Mm-hmm. Then by the time she leaves high school, maybe her body count, like I said, depending on what kind of girl you are, maybe your body count is only 4, right? Then she gets to college, gets turned out a little bit. But
see, that's the difference because you get little spikes, right? It's like 1, 2, 4.
It's these spikes.
You get to college and then you do the gangbang and then you're suddenly at 20, like that.
And let's face it, there's a TikTok video, the War Band. I think it was Ribby the Party Frog did it. The chick literally said, what's something that your parents wouldn't be happy about or whatever, right? Or boyfriend, something. The chick said she took on the whole baseball team, bro. The whole team. Now, for those of you who don't know baseball, that's a lot of bros. You know what I'm saying?
The dugout there.
Yeah.
They dug her out.
They dug her ass out. And the fact that there are people out there. God.
I'm forgetting that thought. What was her name? The one that literally said, I saw her in Miami multiple times in the fucking elevator at Panorama. She's like, she took on the whole basketball team.
Selena Powell's friend.
Selena Powell.
Yep.
Selena
buddy.
Powell. Selena Powell. Openly admitting she did the team. Do you think she's the only one? She's the only one who spoke openly about it.
Like, dude, they all cover for each other. And this is the reason why, once again, let me go ahead and hit up these manosphere guys that are frauds. Right. So, manosphere truth 101. Yeah, you got to make sure you get a young girl because these old girls have been ran through. I beg to differ, Andrew. Mm-hmm. I say it's closer to the opposite, right? Mm-hmm. You have cougars right now, right? Let's I'm gonna be truthful about this. I bet you there are women right now, and you've seen this, Andrew, girls who got married fairly early, right? And they just recently got divorced, right? Mm-hmm. They don't have an insane body count, right? The young thought who grew up with Instagram, you see what I'm saying? A young thought grew up with social media, right? Mm-hmm. Her body count might literally be 180 at 24. Mm-hmm. Tim, we had that picture of the girl whose body count was 60 in 2 semesters, 1 or 2 semesters. 60 bodies.
In 2 semesters?
Yep.
By the way, we didn't have a picture of the goods because it would have been nasty.
Bruh.
There would have been a flat tire on that fucking thing.
But here's the thing, though. I mean, you got what, 52 weeks in a year, I mean, just think about it. One dude a year, and you could hit one dude a week.
One dude, yep.
One dude a week. You go to parties every week. You're a party.
Yeah, because like Andrew said, there's spikes in this. It's not just this like one. No. It's like 1, 1, 0, 0, 6, 3, 2, 1.
Spring break.
0. Spring break. Yeah. Oh, 40. Spring break. I mean,
and that's your neck of the woods too, right, Andrew?
Get your
break
phone,
in Miami. Get
your foam cannon out, man. Get your foam cannon out. You know, Drex is coming in with the baby oil.
Like, you know what time it is. And the fact that guys are trying to say that, like, no, your age matters. No, dude, It's what's in between your ears and what's between your fucking shoulders. That's what matters, because at the end of the day, and I got to say this, though, Andrew, I can't do a show like this with you without addressing the flip side of the coin. Fake red pill channels pretending that every guy is a good guy. What do you think about that?
Yeah. And I agree with that. And that's the hate I get from women, because they're like, oh, yeah, like guys aren't. And I'm like, no, I agree. Like, most guys ain't shit. And most people ain't shit, because guess what? Most guys are the product of bitch-made single mothers. They're from broken families. They're raised by these German shepherds. So those are the guys you're talking about. And even fucking, I'll put it out here. I heard a video played fucking Matthew Hussey, who I don't listen to, whatever, gives fucking dating advice to women. But it was a panel where he's talking to women. And he literally was telling these women that, they associate men with the small sliver of men that approach them, that are confident, that see them when they're going out, that they're dating. That is a fraction of the total pool of men.
Agreed.
The total pool of men you don't even look at. These women don't even see them.
Yep, they're invisible.
They're invisible, just like a fat girl's invisible to you. Just like if you walk by and there's a girl who's fucking about to display Shamu in the fucking bathing pool, like you don't even look at her. She doesn't even. She's invisible to you.
Yep.
Even if she's twerking.
Ugh.
Even if she goes into the nearest Denny's and starts twerking at the table, and you just walk right by it.
Tim, you're like putting that in my mind, because I can actually,
I've actually seen
that. I've been in a Denny's with a very large woman named Shaniqua, and she literally threw
sounds
the
like
coffee.
a beautiful white woman.
She threw the coffee on the table, and we asked her when we can order, and she's like, when I get round to it. We didn't see her for 30 minutes, so we just fucking left and went to Shake Shack. It's a Denny's story.
Damn.
Ironically, you went to a Shake Shack.
Yes. Ironically, right? Ironically.
Yeah, right.
At fucking 2 a.m. in Leesburg, Florida.
Well, though, Andrew, here's the thing. I bring this up because so many of these channels, they're trying to like build up men's confidence and stuff, but they're also falling for the same trap that I believe the feminist channels fall for, right? In that whole movement. They try to be like, no, you're special. You're so great. You say, no. Right. You're not special just because you were born with a dick. You're not special just because you were born with a vagina. You see what I'm saying? Like, make yourself as special as you can be.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it's on you. It's on you. It's on you to, and you have the power to do that, to make yourself. Fuck everything that you don't have power over, and fuck this. Like, you're born special. Nobody's born special because of the color of their skin, because their gender, because of what country they're from. That's bullshit. Nope. You got to grind to make that shit happen. You got to execute and do it. And so I support people going out there and actually fucking doing it. Do the work, get it done, but you got to do that yourself. And guess what? If you're doing that solely for the purpose of getting a woman, your mind ain't right. You're
already lost.
You're never gonna find that woman. If you're out there searching for how to find the best woman, you Googling that term means you've already lost.
You've already lost.
To Google
man.
How to make more money, how to fucking get fit, how to fucking, I don't know, do whatever you want to do in life. If you want to become the best goddamn guitarist, whatever, how to play basketball, whatever you want to do, focus on that shit. And then if they get on the ride or get off the ride, that's great. But the second you're searching for that, you've already fucking lost it.
And that's where we are, because so many people pedestalize. And I bring that up because, I mean, Andrew, a lot of these guys out here now don't even know what the hell they're doing, right? And I was talking about home training, manners and stuff, right? No. Have you heard from women? And, shout out to my girl J-Love for showing this. She shows me her DMs frequently, right?
I love that. So
I love DMs from women who like to display the fuckery of modern dudes, right? Andrew, how many of these guys?
The beta too. The beta. Like you see how beta it is.
Oh God! The way that these guys talk, and I'm like, look, and this is my problem. You can't say bitches ain't shit, while I have women who have just endless. I mean, Andrew, some of these women have endless emails and DMs and stuff of simps. So I go, okay, so you're saying all these guys are special, right? All these guys are on their purpose, on their path. No. Most of these, think about it. How many of these guys, can even close a deal with anything in life, period, right? Mm-hmm. Do they even have confidence? There's a lot of dudes out here, too many.
Yep.
That they never got that kind of life lesson on how to, look, can you command a room? You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Can you move in a room full of fucking vultures? You see what I'm saying? Like, you walk into a room, you're talking about some simps. Yeah, shout out to my man Bowser for saying that. Bowser knows if you look, women. Here's the thing, though. When you're comfortable around women, they have no problem showing you, right, Andrew? Because they get amusement from it. Like, look at this guy. Hey, I got girls right now. Dudes asking them for foot pics. I'll pay to see your butthole. I'll pay for the. Yes, Andrew. They will cash app the females, and we can't talk about the fall of women without talking about the fall of man. The monetization of modern relationships, Andrew. What do you think about that?
The monetization. Well, I think that's one of the things that that's going to be the downfall here, right? I mean, the downfall is that you've got, essentially sugar babies, sugar daddies, going in. I got to show this video though that I showed you guys earlier. Let me play that real quick. So this is from the Nick Cruz case. I showed this to these guys before. This is a woman, and we can talk about her weight and type because I can hear it from her voice. Oh wait. This is a juror from the Nick Cruz case. And before you guys get out there and simp, yes, this judge is extremely hot.
In July that you're not available. What are those
July
dates?
7th, July 4th, which is 12th, and July 18th. But then again, I need to figure out something. I have my sugar daddy that I see every day.
I'm sorry?
My sugar daddy.
Okay, I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about, but
Well, I'm married and I have my sugar daddy. And I
Okay.
see him every day.
all right, ma'am, we'll come back to you, okay? Thank you.
So this is jury selection in the Nick Cruz trial. I had to show that shit. I showed that to these guys. It's fucking hilarious.
I find it beautiful because it's out in the open now. And let's be honest. That judge knows what the hell this woman was talking about.
She knew exactly what they were
knew.
talking about. She was
knew.
just playing it off like, what? Like, oh my God.
I've never heard of this term.
I've never heard of this. I don't have one that I send pics to.
We need to stop with all this goddamn snowflake. I'm calling that judge out. Now, is she still smashable? Absolutely.
Yep.
Now, smashable or not? No, man. We're not allowing this whole thing about your snowflake and pretending. I'm tired of all the pretenses. Stop pretending. Start being honest. Look, one of the things that I want to ask you about, Andrew, what do you think about this has crept into this space is the black pill and nihilism.
Oh man, because I'm like the opposite way around here. Like I'm like very much I'm like the opposite of black pill, man. I think that once you open yourself up to a world where you're not enslaved to the peace leave, you're not enslaved to like getting pussy all the time.
Yep.
You open up to like living your life and being happy. And what the fuck makes you happy? Think about that for 2 seconds. Like you have a very short life on this world. Like we all are gonna fucking die. All of us are gonna die. Like every single fucking one of us is gonna die. But you have a chance of doing this life something that makes you happy. And it's chasing pussy is not gonna make you happy. I'm gonna say it, Drex. I'm gonna say it right now.
Nope, never has, never will.
It can be a great feeling, it can be a great experience, but it's not going to make you happy. It's a hedonistic pleasure. It's not like a eudaimonic, a long-term happiness thing. When you focus more on that and you can shift on that, man, here's the thing. Here's the real power for men. Men can really do this now. Men are freed up. We're freed from the constraints of owning corporate, right? Because now women are going to control corporate. Now women are going to be girl bosses. They're going to be boss based. They're going to have to work 80 hours a week.
Yep.
Also, they don't want us in the family. We can't lead the family. Okay, that's fine. You handle the kids.
Yep.
They don't want us in society. Okay, fine. We'll check out. We'll do our own thing. We'll be part of the 1099 master race. We'll be our own bosses.
Yep.
We'll be entrepreneurs. Now, we're making money that we only have to spend on ourselves, and we can live as minimalists, happy eating fucking ramen and doing whatever the fuck we want to do. If you want to play video games all day, you can fucking do that. You want to travel the world? You can do that. Right? As a man, that is your superpower.
Yep.
And you know what the side effect of it is? When you're confidently doing it, women will be attracted to you in the process of doing that. But not because you're going after them, but as a side effect, the fact that you will just do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah. Oh my God, I've seen you I see you every day in the coffee shop and you're always doing this and that. And
Andrew, why are you never, this is I get all the time. How are you out like today? It's 2 p.m. right now. I'm going to go out after this podcast. It's a Friday. All the wage slaves are still working until 6 p.m. here in Korea.
Yep.
So the girls look over. They're like, are you a student? Like, why are you here? I'm like, no, I work. I have a job. Like I have 2 jobs. I do YouTube and I have a legal job that I do whenever I want because I'm my own boss and I set my own fucking hours.
Yep.
So I can go out in the middle of the day. That's so crazy.
Yeah, of course it's crazy.
Are you available?
No, and I can do an instant date. It was like right now. You want to go somewhere? Like right now, let's go. Are you serious? I'm like, yeah, let's go right now. The bar right over here, the coffee shop, whatever. Let's go right now. Crazy.
It's shocking to them, and you know, there's so many things that are shocking, and you know, when it comes to like you know, you talk about the cruise kid who you know obviously is caught up in his own stuff, but when it comes to things that we can't control, right? One of the sad things about like I think that is a different form of a black pill is that like when you are chasing what you crave and what you desire, what you love, and things still don't go your way, like what happened with like Bruce Willis, right? He's got the aphasia diagnosis, right? I mean, I'm sure you heard about that.
Yeah.
His memory and stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, Andrew, what do you think about reflecting on like you know our own mortality, right, and our own limitations? You know, unexpectedly something happens, right? Because like I think everyone kind of you know in their mind they're like, hey Tim, you expect to grow old, right? Like you know in your mind you're like, yeah, I'm gonna you know I don't have any crazy health issues, so I'm gonna grow old, and I should grow old enough, right?
Yeah, up until last year, that's what I would have thought.
Yeah, you always think that, right? Like you always think that everyone's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna grow old. It's kind of like how women believe they're gonna be beautiful forever, right? Oh, I'm always gonna be a hot chick.
Oh yeah, the wall. I could beat the wall, Drex. No,
I can
I'm
beat the
different.
wall.
I could beat the
Emma
wall.
Watson.
They're gonna still want me. I still got guys hitting me up, and it's like, yes, you guys got hitting you up to smash.
To smash. Oh, she had a Catholic schoolgirl masturbating in front of me. God damn, man, where was I at these points? Sometimes I wonder, man.
You missed out with the Catholic Church. Oh, the Mormon Church. Hey, Drex, hit up the Mormon Church sometime.
Oh, look, man.
Wait,
I've heard.
Church of Latter-day Saints.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
So yeah, Bowser was 16. Yeah, Catholic school chick used to masturbate in front of me with a doodle pin before she sucked the D. God damn. And you know, they were, and these Catholic girls do nothing but swallow kids, though. I mean, they got bellies full. They got a foster home in their stomach, man. I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
It's getting real out here.
Jesus
By the way, Koopa's got a question for Andrew. Do you want to see
sure.
a 3-titted alien doll?
Yes, and yes. Where are you posting this in the Discord that I can check out?
No, we'll get
is
you.
Is it a total recall? Is this like a total recall?
Oh, Total
thing?
Recall.
Yeah,
is
sort of.
God tier.
Yeah, I mean, shout out. I was sad they took the 3-titted alien out of the remake. Like in the remake stuff.
Oh,
like,
that would never happen. That would never happen. Yeah, with Colin Farrell.
We got to
I want
get
those
Andrew
titties,
on Fill Her Up.
I know, right?
So Phil's doing his own like mini series called Fill Her Up.
Oh, I got it. I love Phil. Like I said, I really like Phil. I want to go on with Phil again. I think like,
we'll
we have
work it
good
out. We'll get you on
conversations.
to talk to Phil someday, and
Yeah.
I think he might have a picture of the 3-titted doll.
Oh, you know he
Nice.
does. Now, Andrew, I got a question for you that I think everybody would want to know, man.
Oh,
You know,
everyone wants.
We always
to know.
talk about.
Everyone wants to know.
Well, we always talk about like places to go, things to do, all that stuff. You know how to live your best life. Talk
Depends
about
on what
the
you like
biggest...
to do.
Oh
What do
yeah,
you like
well,
to do? Yeah.
Well, I got a question. What is the biggest similarities and differences between South Korea and living back in the States?
Similarities and differences.
Yep.
And you know, I understand I'm in Miami, which is a weird place, but like, and I've lived other places as well. But similarities is people are still fucking people, and a lot of the same things in ways that people act are the same around the goddamn world. You're not like their people are fucking aliens. People still try the same tricks. They try the same games. There's a different flavor to them, but they're still playing the same dance. The dance between men and women is still working the same way. It's just different tactics. The strategy, the higher level strategy is the same. The tactics are different, right? Mm-hmm. What women do to get men is different. What men do to get women is different. How they do dating culture and sex culture is much different, right? Like here, one of the biggest things that blew my mind is it's totally okay to smash in a hotel very quickly. I've smashed more in hotels than I've smashed in Korea than I've smashed anywhere else in my life. And I'm like, it blows my mind because if I told a US chick, I said, hey, baby, I rented a hotel. She'd be like, are you going to fucking murder me? She'd be like, what the fuck? A hotel? Are you going to fucking murder me? Unless she's a sugar baby, in which she's like, oh, does it have a spa? Like, I just want to make sure it's good. You know, but sugar baby is totally different. That's like seeking arrangement dating is different, you know, but I will say it can be very successful. But that being said, that's a whole separate topic. But here in Korea, smashing in hotels is okay because people live with their fucking parents till the goddamn in their 30s. And that's normal here. So having my own place, huge win. Having the ability to buy a hotel, huge win. So it's just like, for these English teachers, they don't have any money, right? So they can't even afford it. right?
Yep.
So they're going out there, and I'm like, yeah, I bought this like a room in this really expensive hotel. I don't care whether you come back, but I know you are. But hey, come back when we're here. Totally okay, and they love it. So yeah, stuff like that. Big difference. What else? Also the language. I mean, obviously, the ability to speak the language will open up a certain body of girls to you. But if you can't speak the language, there's a certain number of girls you will never be able to get with. And those girls you want to simp for, those waifus, those girls that are going to call you oppa, here in South Korea, those girls are almost always off the table for you because they are not going to accept you as a foreigner. That is a huge difference. We do not have that in America at all. As much as people call us fucking racist, they call us this and that, the U.S. is one of the least racist places on the goddamn earth.
Oh, by far.
On the goddamn earth.
Oh, yeah,
everywhere
far,
else I've gone, and I've traveled a lot, is far more racist than we are in the United States. I mean, like, to the nth degree. Canada, yes. I mean,
they're rarely racist against natives.
Oh, yes. With the firewater? Yes, I've heard that word more there than anywhere else, is the fucking firewater.
Oh, they call us
prairie.
Yep.
Damn.
That is
Bro, Tim.
That's even worse than Indians.
That's real bad, man.
See, you can say Indians on YouTube. You can't say the other one.
Well, you can't say the N word in general, I think. So, I mean,
no, exactly.
I stay away from it. I mean, maybe Drex can drop it, but we cannot definitely not drop it.
There's also another slur specifically for Native women, and that's squaw.
Is that considered a slur? I didn't know because I thought it was like an actual word.
It's a slur.
See, I'm ignorant. Oh, that's a slur. Okay.
Yeah. And it's funny because we have a mountain out here named Squaw's Tit. Because it's the top of it shaped like a breast and a nipple. And they're like, man, can we... I just see you put yourself in
Discord. Accidentally. Yeah.
No, I just saw there's a transgender actress coming to Willow. Or is it... What the...
By the way, I've got a picture of the three-titted doll, but I can't do it on YouTube, so I'll show it to you once the broadcast is over. We're coming up on an hour and a half here, Drex.
Drex is
Tim,
you gotta watch out.
You got distracted.
I just saw the three-titted doll. I mean, you're talking about an hour and a half. I'm like, shit.
You gotta watch out with me and Drex. We will go for 6 hours. I swear to God.
Well, the beauty of all of this.
By the way, this is with pulling up nothing. I'm like off the cup. Other than one thing I pulled up for you guys. When he comes on my stream, I usually have like a couple things to pull up, but usually it's like fucking going on nothing. So it's hilarious.
Well, the fun of all this, Andrew, is that like it's good to dissect things and like even like criticisms and stuff. Like it all goes back to the very singular purpose of everybody becoming better. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like you want guys to be better in Asia, you want guys to be better in Miami. I want guys to be better here. Like we just want guys to be better, and it's like. We were talking about like with the community wants you to be the worst version of yourself, to be disposable like Will Smith, getting up on stage or being the next George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? When you get yeeted, because here's the thing, they're gonna put up a mural, right? And chant your name and sing songs and then get money, right? Set up a donation, and then take that and go buy a mansion in the suburbs away from people that look like you, right?
Yeah.
And you see that in different ways in different cultures. Whereas, like you said, in Asia, well, hey, you're seeing the guys check out. Well,
and you're seeing guys who are in their 40s and 50s. I'm on the metro, right? I'm sitting there, and they're playing games. By the way, girls will game here too. That is a little bit of a difference. Like even the girls get into gaming mostly because, by the way, girls chameleon into guys' things. That's why girls became girl gamers. They did Twitch because they're chameleon to where the guys are. If all the guys are doing this, they will say, "Oh, opportunity, sexual marketplace that I can enter that's not dominated by anybody. These girls are out competing me as regular models. Well, I can get on Twitch and be an average fucking thought and be hyper successful." Of course, Twitch is now saturated. Now that's why they got to go extreme with the bathtub streams and the tit slips and the kitty.
It got stupid. Well, I didn't know anything about bathtub streams until Nick told me. I was like, "What the hell is a bathtub, hot tub stream?" And the more I started seeing all this stuff, I was like, "This." You know what? Though? Like, I believe that the next 5 years is going to be the ultimate litmus test.
Yep.
Like not just for men, but like as a species. Like anybody out there who's still, like if you really have any real beliefs, right? Things that you're willing to down a hill for, the next 5 years is going to push you, right? This is going to be the push.
Why do you think it's this 5 years? That's a good question for like this point too in the podcast. Like
because in a political sense, right? In a socio-political sense, right? we're at that point now where things have gone so far, right? Remember, you can't even say, I can't define what a woman is. You see what I'm saying? Well, if that's where we are now, if you would have said that 5 years ago, what would people have said to you? They would laugh at you, right? If you said Leah Thomas in dominating women's sports even 5 years ago, people would have still laughed at you. You see what I'm saying? When I look at what happened with the South Park episode with Strong Woman, right? Mm-hmm. If here we are, roughly 5 years later, and you're saying, man, how did we get here? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, where we're at today.
We're thinking like, okay, satire became reality. You see what I'm saying?
Literally the jokes about like the cheese pizza and the lowering the age of consent and all that shit. That's real now. That's real now.
That's real now. So if we're there
that's where
now,
we're at today. Where are we going to be at in 5 years or 10 years? I agree. It's going to be fucking nuts.
Look at Canada today, and that's where you're going to be in 5 years. Drex, we talked about Gian Gameshi inspiring the rape with Crumbrion, right?
Yep.
I don't know, Andrew, if you are familiar with Canada's rape shield laws.
I know what a rape shield law is. I don't know Canada's rape shield law.
Okay. Have you heard of the Gian Gameshi case?
I'm looking it up right now that you mentioned. So he was subjected to sexual harassment. He pled out. He was acquitted. So he was acquitted ultimately.
One of the major reasons he was acquitted is because he showed receipts. These women were saying, I had a great time last night, Gian. Yeah, Thank you for strangling me and slapping me and doing everything else I asked you to do. So he showed the rape shield law.
Which is rare.
Yeah. But he had the receipts, right? Well, the rape shield, so very soon after that, we passed a law in Canada that says you cannot use a woman's previous sexual history as a defense to sexual harassment.
Which once again, this is, and by the way, I remember in class arguing this, and the women gave me such a stink eye. And this is before I was red pill, but even I was like, instinctively, this is wrong. That a woman's past sexual behavior. So you're literally going to say a woman can be a literal whore, a prostitute, like she can be employed, she could be a sugar baby, whatever, and that's not material as to why she might accuse you of rape. I have literally heard of guys, and I know of guys who have been accused of rape by a sugar baby that came over, wanted money, and guess what? Let's say Drex, they negotiated. Let's say they said it's there's difference pay per meet, right? PPM is a term, right? So they said, PPM $300, right? She shows up, she has 500, and the guy's like, no, we said 300. I texted you 300. She goes 500, and he goes no. And she goes, calls the cops. Hey, this guy's trying to rape me. Can't introduce any of that evidence? Are you fucking kidding me? This is why I disagree with rape shield. That all is material to the exact instance of sexuality.
Well, Andrew, I got to ask.
Our laws cover the text messages too, right? So when he brought in a receipt that said, "I had a great time last night," that's also covered by the rape shield law. So it's not just the stuff you said before, also the stuff you say after.
That's insane. Covered. And that applies to that specific thing. See, I could see if it would be like, okay, you can't bring in your information about other people to that specific relationship. Okay, yeah, fine. But if that's unrelated. But that specific person, that is not only material, that's probative. That's what the term we use, for admission of evidence is probative. Is it more prejudicial than probative?
I'm going to have to learn that.
Probative.
I'm going to have to learn that next month. I start property law May 9th.
Good luck, sir. Good luck. Let me know if you need any help. It's my area of expertise in America.
Do you know Canadian property law? Because I'm going to law school here in Canada.
You guys just trade beaver pelts, right? That's pretty much it.
Well, no, the property law boils down to this. You have no rights, there is no property, and pay your taxes.
Damn.
Yeah, that's about right. It sounds about right.
So,
Kanaka stand indeed.
Damn.
But yeah, look, 5 years. Drex, every state, it's going to be a federal mandate. It's going to be a federal mandate that every state has to have a rape shield law of some kind. It's going to start in California because it always starts in fucking California.
Everything starts in California.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, though. The conservatives will go along with it, too. They'll be like, we got to protect our woman. We got to protect our woman. Violence against women is bad. We got to stand for our woman. And there'll be one bad thing that happens to one woman. It's totally unrelated to this. And they'll say, because of that, we got to bring this in,
They'll name the law after her.
Yep.
It's good. You know what's going to start in California? It's going to do Montana next.
And guess what?
It goes to your point, Drex.
But Tim,
the red states are never any better or worse than the blue states.
They're not.
They're the exact same.
For men, for laws against men.
Yes,
right?
for men. Yeah.
The only laws they will try to do, because it's the political football, is the abortion stuff. But other than that, there will never be a difference for men between a northern
Red
state,
state, blue
southern
state.
red state, blue state. It's not going to matter.
Well, now I got to ask you this though, Andrew, because
sure.
it's a topic that Tim and I have talked about. Deshaun Watson,
Okay.
right? And people like Deshaun, Brian Banks, all these other guys getting Me Too and stuff, right? And it turns out, as always, hoes are lying, right? Allegedly, pending case. Now, if you are his lawyer, or if you're just giving not legal
It was
advice,
just
you
a
can't do that.
massage, Drex. Come on. He just
Yeah,
got that
massage. Like, what would you suggest
You know how many
to guys
massage
out there?
places? By the way, you know how many massage places are in Korea?
Oh,
so
God.
one of my favorite debates is how many of them are happy ending type, which is a nice debate because the thing is, everybody accepts that the number is not zero. The only question is it 25, 50, or 95%?
Yep.
And I'm on the 95. I'm like, I think it's a matter of negotiation. Like, if you literally just say, I will pay you $1,000 in Korean won. Like, that's 1,000,000 Korean won. Like, I will give you 1,000,000 won if you tug me out right now. They're going to fucking do it. Like, they're going to do it.
Well, I mean, the same thing applies to men, too. You got to be fair, because the same thing applies to men, too. Would you suck a dick for $1 billion? Would you suck a dick for $0? Okay, now we're just haggling over price.
Price. Yeah, we're just haggling over price. Yeah, exactly.
And everyone knows the truth. And
anyone who says, "Oh no, I wouldn't suck a dick for $1 billion," shut up. Shut up. You're in the closet.
But the major thing about this is that we're in this society now that basically is sitting there believing the words of hoes. Never before has a society, really believed thoughts to this degree, right? The same chick doing slut walks and directing minors, Ozzy Argento, ends up, sitting there going, "Oh, this person did this to me 12 years ago," and then they're like, "Oh, hold up," and they start showing receipts, right? Hold on.
Well, wait, you're talking the same Argento that Bourdain yeeted himself over?
Yep, because he's a simp. Yeah, glad he's gone.
Yeah,
and that's another thing.
That's where a lot of this world is going. You're talking about 5 years.
Yep,
that number is going to go way up.
Oh, the self-yeetings are coming.
The self-yeetings are coming. Like, for those of you who don't know, it's going to be. Do you know who else?
Oh, an HMT. HMT.
There's gonna be a lot of HMTs.
Well, sorry.
That's hockey mask time.
Hockey mask time. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But the HMT is going to be used to justify the laws.
Correct.
So that's where that's going to go.
And that's where that control comes. Yeah. Now I got to say this. The Roman Empire did believe thoughts. Now I got to say this though. The thing that is going to catch people off guard, where they're going to start actually caring, it's going to be the career women are going to start jumping out of windows and yeeting themselves. That's going to be the new thing.
Man, and that's when the people are gonna. I think that's when the turning comes. When women get everything they wanted, they become the managers, the CEOs, the leaders of these failing, dying, dead corporations.
Yep.
That are full of women that are getting into catfights, producing nothing. They're having to be constantly bailed out by the government that's going to simp for them and send us into hyperinflation just in order to simp for the queens. They're going to have to do all these things, and they're going to see it burning around them, and they're going to jump out the fucking window. Because remember, when the stock crash happened in the 20s, who was jumping out the window? It was the male stockbrokers.
That's right.
But these female managers that live in fucking HR and they become the little fiefdoms inside their corporations, when those corporations crash and burn, it's going to be bye-bye time for a lot of these people. Now, women are more solipsistic, so they are more self-preservationist. They usually
do you know what their get out of jail free card is going to be?
What?
I'll tell you what their get out of jail free card is going to be. It's going to be Me Too.
How?
When the going gets tough, they're going to go, hold on, who's the most high-value man I've been around that I can say did something to me?
But here's the thing, Drex. It's going to get to the point where the men are going to exit the society so far they can't.
I do agree with that.
They can't even touch them. And if their assets, they're going to try, but which is why the smart men, and they will get some men, but the smart men, if you're prepared and you've prepared your assets in a way where they can't yeet them all, which I am a definite proponent of, to diversify your assets in a way to protect them as a man from both the government and from other people. They can't get everything, and they're never going to get you, right?
Nope.
They may get a little bit of you, but they're never going to get all of you. And you can always, as long as you've got that plan, you're always ready for it. And here's the thing: we've got more time to think about it and prepare for this, than they do. They're going to be reacting emotionally in the moment. We've thought about this. We're talking about this now, and the people that are listening can be prepared.
Do you think, Drex, we should watch HMT 148 with Andrew here?
Oh, well, I'll send it to him.
It's quick. It's
It's quick. I see this in here that says Koopa posted it. No, I haven't seen
Koopa,
it.
it is a level of savagery that like never could the dude had to get his own special. I think what did he get, the diamond or the platinum hockey mask?
Yeah, the
award?
platinum hockey mask.
Yeah, the dude went full savage.
Yeah, if you could show it and not get your channel yeeted, then do it.
No, it's
It's just audio.
Yeah, it's just
audio. Okay, play it.
Okay, I need to prepare something though, because I don't want to boomer it like Nick does and get the echo coming through for everyone.
Yeah,
yeah,
Nick is
we
a
have to do
boomer,
the
man.
fair
Nick
use.
is a fucking huge boomer.
Oh no, we're doing commentary on it. It's fair use.
Oh yeah, fair use. This is subscribe to my man's channel, by the way. This is RPM, Mr. Red Pill Married. So shout out to our man. He's actually a guest on the show. So RPM.
He's another one who's going to tell Chronic what it really is like to get your Asian honey.
Oh yeah, because RPM married a Japanese woman. Yeah. Yeah. Here's the thing.
So,
because I told Chronic, I said, Chronic, you gotta listen to me. I'm only doing this for your benefit. I don't want you to believe the
I haven't
lie.
seen him, but I'll watch. He has a channel, YouTube channel. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's on his
By the way-
14th channel.
Okay. 14th channel.
Yeah, he gets yeeted a lot. Andrew, are you aware of who Dick Masterson is?
Yeah, it's in a Dick Masterson.
Yeah, so that was Dick's face when he discovered, when Phil told him you can get a 3-titted doll. He made that face on our show.
Nice.
I wanted to show you that. All right, let me.
No, I've heard of HMT before. It just I forgot because I don't use that term as often, but it's really a great term. Like it just fits perfectly because these
Once
incels,
you put on that mask, you know what time it is, baby.
These incels, maybe.
Yep.
Of hockey mask time. Here we are, gentlemen. The final article of the HMT marathon. Gentlemen, I will only say this. Strap
Damn. Okay.
Now, before we get into this, let us go ahead and recite the HMT motto, shall we?
A man can only
so
much
take
disrespect.
so much disrespect. With that
What movie is that
being
from?
said, this article was sent to me by none other than Neo the
I don't know if he took that from a movie. A man can only take so much
I
disrespect.
think it is though. I think that is. From
It
a
might be
fucking
from
movie.
Falling Down.
Falling Down. I just watched.
Yeah,
Falling
yeah. It
Down.
might be from
I think it's
Michael
from Falling
Douglas.
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like
Yeah,
that's a
he's-
red
'cause-
pill. It's a red.
Yeah,
pill
that's a
movie.
red pill movie.
It's a red
Because
pill
he
movie,
puts
yeah.
on the hockey mask.
We'll
You
have
know?
to ask him.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask,
Yeah. Go ahead. But I think that's a good quote.
Outflanker. And it was published on the 26th of October. Quote unquote. He looked like the devil. The place residents' bloody encounter with machete murder suspect. Gentlemen, I'm going to have fun this one. I'm going to take my time.
He's got the best laugh.
A 23-year-old man unleashed a shockingly violent and grisly attack Sunday afternoon, hacking his girlfriend to death and wounding his own teenage siblings at a Laplace home, according to authorities. Oscar Urias then allegedly chased down his girlfriend's 15-year-old sister, cornering her in a neighbor's open garage where he slashed her with a machete-like knife until her screams attracted the attention of the homeowner, a 63-year-old man who asked not to be identified. When the homeowner opened the door to the garage, Urias, who was standing over the curdled body of his girlfriend's sister, turned, his face dripping with blood. I looked him in his eyes. He looked like the devil, said the homeowner, who described seeing Urias walk around the property with the teen's innards wrapped around his neck. Urias was later arrested and booked with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder after confessing to the killings, said Sheriff Mike Trigger. Authorities identified Urias's girlfriend as Elizabeth Tornabene, 31. Her sister, who did not survive, has not been named. Urias's sister, 17, was in critical condition Monday at University Medical Center in New Orleans. His brother, 15, was treated and released on Sunday. This was a vicious attack, Trigger said. This is probably the top worst I've seen in my 32 years of law enforcement. A few miles away, members of Extreme Cleaners, clad in white jumpsuits, scrubbed blood from the front sidewalk of the single-story home that Urias and Tornabene shared with her sister in the 1800 block of Fairway Drive. Blood could be seen dripping from the doorframe and down the front step. Urias's siblings were visiting from Baton Rouge for the weekend, Trigger said. All 5 were talking in the living room at about 4:30 p.m. Sunday when an argument broke out between Urias and Tornabene, according to authorities. Urias went into a bedroom, followed by his girlfriend, who walked out within moments. Urias then emerged armed with 2 knives and wearing a red-colored devil mask. Now, let me just go ahead and say this right here. Whoa! Authorities.
He literally put the mask on.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it.
Man.
Savage.
Just the innards had me like the
Like you can
wrapped like a
you
scarf.
can visualize that, like wearing someone's in, like, God damn.
I got her. You know, it's like shit. Guys,
Oh man.
when you break, you break. That's the thing. When you break hard.
Yep.
Because
If
that's
you're gonna
how
go to
hard they-
jail, you might as well earn it.
And that's the whole that's the thing. If you're gonna, that's why I don't believe in suicide. I think that if you're gonna commit suicide, you're gonna kill yourself. I mean, theoretically, you shouldn't kill yourself. You shouldn't commit crimes, right? That's what I gotta say for YouTube. But if you were theoretically in a video game gonna do it, right? If you were gonna yeet yourself, well, why not yeet yourself doing something really cool? Like I don't know, robbing a bank. I don't know. I'm just saying theoretically. Just saying.
No, I've always said that.
Yeah.
Because what's the point? Like, and this is the thing. Okay, let's just say, for the sake of argument, there's someone that you really hate. You don't dislike it, but you hate, right? Isn't that what they used to always say? Like, that's why they would always say, I'm bringing a friend. Like, if I'm going out, I'm bringing a friend. Like, this, like I don't like, and I think that's why people don't like senseless violence, right? Like, I think people have we have a tendency to, like, almost, I'm not going to say forgive, but let's just say we kind of understand vendetta-based violence, right? Like, okay,
we get it. It's in our DNA.
It's
Like
DNA. Okay,
the guy who yeeted the dude for trafficking his daughter. We get that.
yeah,
Right?
Oh man,
Fairbanks.
that's savage.
We get the plot of Taken. Why is Taken a good movie, right? Why is it a movie that people liked? Because you identify with somebody taking your daughter to sex traffic, and you're like, I would kill that guy. And regular people are like, yes, this is normal. However, it's still violence. It's still violent acts. In fact, they're incredibly violent acts. However, because it's justified, we look at it in a different way. But, this is to these people in that moment very justified because they're in that frame of mind. The same as the Hatfields and McCoys or the Scottish Highlands or people since time immemorial. It's that same fucking inbred rage that they're taking out.
Well, it's a righteous rage, right? Because
Yes.
I mean, I've always said that Batman is the ultimate superhero, right? When people go, like, "Hey, she's not really a superhero because she doesn't have superpowers," it's like, shut up. Like, because if you think about it, what is Batman at the end of the day? He's a true product of the environment, right? If Gotham had the institutions that actually did their job, Batman would not exist, right?
Right.
Because there'd be no need for him to exist.
There'd be no crime. If the police were good enough, there would be no Batman.
Yeah. It's like, okay, so the police aren't corrupt, the district attorney's not corrupt, the mayor's not corrupt. If no one was
Arkham
corrupt,
Asylum could actually keep motherfuckers in.
keep them in. Yeah. No one just escapes at will. If all those institutions could do their job, right?
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne wouldn't have a need to put on the cape and cowl. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, well, hell. It is. Yes, it's unfortunate what happened to my parents. That was a freak thing that happened. But, justice gets served in this city. But because everything fails, right? He's basically forced to do that. So when they say, but being a vigilante's wrong. Is it, though? Look, Andrew, the forefathers, right? Mm-hmm. They were getting a raw deal, right? So what do they do? All right, well, guess what? We're going to leave. Similar to what we said about this whole thing with this philosophy. The same people who say, okay, leave then. And then when you do, they're like, no. We want you to produce for us.
That's the whole thing with Migtown. It's like it's like guys are actually calling their bluff and be like, "Oh, okay, we're out." Like we're
out. And they're like, no. But Tim, you can't leave though. I only said you could leave.
That's not an option.
It's not a real option. It's like, no, we're really doing that.
No, the guys are actually leaving.
And we're really finding ways. I support all sorts of ways to, I'm going to say this to not anger the IRS, but to minimize your contribution to a government that's only going to use those funds to simp for women.
Yep. And that's all they do.
And hates you.
And hates me. And it hates you. Why are you paying those funds to... exactly. Why are you paying those funds for them to target and hate you? You should be doing everything you can in your power to minimize the ability for them to take your shit to attack you. It makes no fucking sense.
I have to wonder though, Drex, does the government hate black men or white men more?
White men now.
I feel like they hate black men more because they're more involved.
Okay. Right now, public enemy numero uno is the cis white male who's masculine and is not a non-cuck, right? However, the attack was never about men. This is where people get confused. It's not an attack on men. It's an attack on masculinity. There's a difference. Because remember, they're okay with you if you're part of the Rainbow Brigade. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Lil Nas X is a male, right? He has male genitalia. Why aren't they after him? Because he's not a threat to them. He can be controlled. Like anybody, when you see a dude who's a rainbow enthusiast, he's easily controlled. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Easily controlled. Yeah. Billy Porter, right?
Although now we're going... The home state of Florida is starting to go back at them, and so now it's given rise to the OK Groomer.
Yeah. Well, that's why I love it, man. But that's
OK Groomer.
It's great. It's like the best backline. And the fact is, it pisses him off so much, which shows it's an effective tactic, which is why other states are adopting it. Which is why Ohio passed a bill to ban both CRT and grooming. Right. So now you've got like a double whammy there.
And it's funny because you say, well, why are you banning something that doesn't happen in schools? Okay, so why are you so upset about it?
Exactly. Why are you leaving the profession of teaching?
Yeah.
Also, deuces, because we're very glad to have you out of the system.
Right. Well, hold on now.
Send your kids to the public system in the first place.
You heard that just happened to Joe Rogan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right before I hopped on, I saw Jeremy from the Quartering. Shout out to him, by the way. He was just on Nick's show. He did a video about, I guess, Joe Rogan's daughter, I think a 9-year-old daughter, showed him what they were trying to push on them, on these kids. It ain't pretty. It's full. The agenda. It's real. Like you can't deny it anymore. Like in this, it goes back to all the kids who are, going to homeschooling now, right? The parents who said, "Oh, fuck this," right? You can't deny it. Oh, yeah. Oh, and by the way, Andrew, that will be gone within.
Yeah.
I say 20 years, because the numbers have to reach a point where their message isn't getting through anymore.
Wait, which
I believe homeschooling is going to get outlawed.
Homeschooling will be outlawed in 20 years.
It's going to get banned. Yep, within 20.
I think, I don't want to put an out. They're going to come for it eventually.
They're going to come for it.
Because it can't last, because too many people are going to withdraw from the system, and the public school system will collapse. And I guess the first thing would be attacking or limiting private schools, or making it so that private schools have to teach certain propaganda, right? And then making it so your kids have to be in school. They can't be homeschooled.
Have to be.
Yep. And at that point, you've got to ask, okay, like, what do I need to do in order to get out of this? And at this point, by the way, do we have, 20 years from now, whatever, is there some sort of national divorce? Is there some sort of societal collapse? Like, what's going on in the U.S. at that point? Because
it could be another split. I don't believe it's going to civil war because I don't believe people.
No, I don't believe in civil war. People are too simp for that. But I think,
yeah, they're not going to do it.
Like an economic in some other type of split for.
You
for
get
sure.
like an East-West Rome split, something like that. But like, I don't see a flat-out civil war. I just don't.
No,
see
not
it.
going to happen. Not going to happen. Not enough people that are
No.
willing to pick up guns and actually do that. Now in 2022, I mean, you see like what happened with the Capitol, with just the Jan 6 situation.
Yeah.
They try to persecute those guys as domestic terrorists. Imagine if people were actually planning to separate themselves from the U.S.
Correct.
They would crack down on them immediately.
Well, and the thing is that this is what I find funny. They just want to leave, right? Like when people say like, no, like, I'm done. I just want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
It really goes to show you how fragile this system is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Get your ass back in here.
yeah,
We need you.
Yeah,
we need you, but
you.
we don't want to tell you that we need you.
Yeah, I mean, if someone's been telling you all your life that you ain't shit, right? And then when you leave, it goes back to how we started the show. How can I be so horrible? I'm so toxic. I'm all these things. Yet when I try to leave, you're literally strong arming me back.
Mm-hmm.
Come
Yeah.
on, man. People know the truth.
I don't know.
Oh,
It's probably not going to go very well for us, but the Western Prairie provinces want to separate from Ottawa.
Yeah,
I mean-
they're probably not going to let them go, but like
Well, that's
because
the thing.
it's a
Do you
Quebec
ever-
question, right? Because then Quebec goes, and then
Yeah. Well, do you ever need someone's permission to do your own thing? No.
right, you just start doing it, right? That's the
start
whole thing
doing
with TFM when he says like just do it. Like it's like to a certain extent, yes, but somebody has to be, and this is the whole thing. Somebody has to be the person to start it, and people have to follow that person, right?
Yep.
It doesn't matter, for example, if Drex just goes out there and he's like, I Drex am repealing the 19th Amendment. I'm not listening to women anymore. Okay, you're one guy. Like nobody will
It
care.
doesn't mean anything.
It means zero.
Yeah.
People actually have to go out there and do it and say, you know what, we're going to do it. And we saw that in Canada with the truckers, right? People seem to be willing to do it and seem to be willing to take extreme measures. And there's a certain point at which the ROI for them to fight back, especially Canada with their, frankly, under par military and, cuckness, they're not going to, if the Western Prairie provinces say, hey, we're out, they're not going to try to violently overthrow them. I don't think
Shout
they
out
have
to
the
those rooftop
capability.
Koreans.
Andrew,
Yeah.
do you know how screwed we are if any country like Russia tried to invade Canada because we have no air defense, no missile defense, no air force?
Tim, do you know that Canada offered to be the security guarantor for Ukraine? So
because we have peacekeepers, right?
yes.
Because we think 20 guys in UN uniforms are going to do shit. Ring,
God,
ring.
it's-
Hello. This is anywhere in Africa in the last 50 years.
It's
Right?
embarrassing,
Rwanda?
man.
That's going to stop all of Putin is 20 Canadians
Yep.
being like, hey, this is not nice, eh? Let's just back up and chill, right?
Although
Let's
you
talk
got to be
about what's
fair.
the boot, you know?
You got to be fair, though.
Have some
When
poutine.
Canadian soldiers get into the trenches, we are some badass motherfuckers.
No, but in real wars, right? And also here's the other thing. That generation, which a lot of movies have talked about that, like they've bred that out of generation by generation.
Yep.
The generation of your grandfathers doesn't exist anymore that was willing to get in the trenches. I saw like somebody sent me a hilarious TikTok. If it was 2022 and people were sent to D-Day, no, they wouldn't, number one, physically incapable of doing it. Number two, they wouldn't go. They wouldn't volunteer to go.
Yep.
Half of them will run out of breath halfway up the beach.
Right. And the rest of them will be like, well, all wars are bad, or, whatever. What does it matter if they're in charge? Like, whatever. It's all bad. We're systemically racist, so we're no better than they are.
Yep.
I can't be drafted because
I like
I
it.
have severe anxiety. But what I'm gonna do is try cancel Hitler on Twitter.
I'm going to post a black square. I'm going to post a black square on Instagram. That'll
Oh
get
God, yeah.
I'm going to do a TikTok dance. A TikTok dance. It's going to stop the missiles.
I'm gonna twerk on a war memorial. That's what's. You know they would. Drex, you know they would.
And they would, and that's the thing.
Yep.
We know that's true. They would though.
They
But yeah,
always
Andrews,
get
any
naked,
last
too.
thoughts
They
you
always
have,
get
though?
naked, man. They always get naked.
Oh yeah. They're gonna get naked and twerk.
What the hell? Oh God! It was the mother of the guy that Kim Potter yeeted.
The guy that Kim Potter, Dante White.
Dante Wright. Drex, did you see the mother do a TikTok after that verdict came out against Kim Potter?
The mother did a TikTok.
Yeah, and she just did a.
Yeah.
She was wiggling her spandex-clad ass
Yeah,
on
it's-
camera, and it
dude.
was a big ass.
His mom is a white chick too. I mean, like I said, like it's like Andrew said, it's everybody. It ain't
Or maybe
just
it was
black,
his aunt.
white. Yeah, it
Yeah, and they're
doesn't
coming
matter.
for everybody, which is
They're
why
coming
we
for
as-
everybody.
Which is why, as men, joining communities like yours, Drex, talking to people, getting out the word out there is so important because men need to realize we're not in this alone, and it's something that transcends race, it transcends national boundary, and it transcends it's like all over the world. And by promoting, getting yourself the fuck out of the system, pulling yourself out and doing your own thing, you're going to be well set up to thrive.
It's that unity, man. Once it's there, once it's established, and that's why, like I said, and I think that's one of the good things about Asia. I think Asia represents the essence of this philosophy in the sense that, okay, a country that is, or a region, a continent that is very hell-bent on, xenophobia and ethnic purity, right? What does it say when they are now open to people? And like I said, these people aren't coming in to try to breed with your women. No, they're coming there to basically, hey, we're here in thought, in prayer, in ideology to unify. You see what I'm saying? We're unified.
Yeah.
And when you start letting the outsiders inside to say, like, no, man, I can vouch for this guy, and someone's gonna go, but he's a foreigner, he's an outsider. It's like, what happens when those Koreans, those Japanese, those Cambodians, they start looking at people who like simps, government officials. They look at them as the foreigner or the outsider. It no longer becomes it's just about your skin color, your nationality. It becomes no. Who are you as a man? That's what we got to get to.
Right. And that's a new chivalry code. That's the 21st century chivalry code. None of this old bullshit that's all about simping for women.
Yeah.
Something that's about,
you were born into a certain family, right? And that's why you have all this status. No. The new status needs to be, did you pass the test, right? Are you around other men and helping build men up, or are you a guy who's subscribed to 19 different thoughts only fans?
I only subscribe to 18. I'm off the hook.
Oh, you're good, Tim. You're good. 18, that's within the quota.
Yeah, that's
good.
the quotas.
If half of those are feet, you get a discount for those.
Oh, God.
The feet people.
Hey, Drex, let me ask you one thing before we boogie here. I want to, so the feet thing, someone asked me this. So I believe that feet fetish and foot fetish is intimately tied with submissivity, like of subs, right? Because any of those like dom females and whatever, they always offer feet pics. So I think that subs are attracted to feet pics. These cucked beta dudes who are into the financial domination.
You just mean the pictures? Or do you mean like just the foot fetish in general? You mean
the foot fetish in general, I feel like it's correlated. The foot fetish is correlated with submissiveness.
Now, are you talking exclusively foot fetish, right? Because there are some, like Drex has said, you can admire the entire body of a woman. But there are people who are just into the feet. They will ignore everything else.
Okay, I got you.
The feet as dominant. Like the feet are the dominant part about it,
Okay.
Not like, okay, I'm looking at a girl like I'm tall. The Drex, you're tall too, right?
Yep.
So I really like girls when they're wearing heels. Like if I see a picture of a girl wearing heels, like and she looks good, I'm like, I'm gonna beat that. I'm gonna split those cheeks so wide open. Like I see that shit and I'm like, we're going in, bro.
Yep.
But like
those slender legs that go all the way up.
That is like, I'm like, yes. We're going in. We're Pearl Harboring this bitch. Let's go, Tora, baby. Like we're going in. But like, and a bonsai, baby. But like, the feet themselves, I'm just like, they better be clean before they come in my bed. That's like my only rule. Like, go clean your fucking feet before you come in this goddamn bed. But other than that, I don't fucking look at it. It's not a fetish thing, But I'm talking about the fetish guys, Drex. The fetish guys. And what do you think about that?
Fuck both of you guys. I love me some feet. Y'all over here bullshitting with these people. Look,
all right.
Andrew, I like the whole body, the back.
Right.
I like the collarbone. I'll suck an Achilles tendon.
My back.
I got
lick my tail just like that. Has she got like a vestigial tail? Like
yeah.
A girl has a little tail.
God.
Would you suck the tail, Drex? Would you lick the tail?
That's too close to furry. That's way too close to furry for me.
I'm me. So Andrew, I'm such a horrible degenerate, man. Like
you do it. You'd be like,
I would because I'm me.
I'm licking it.
it's like I just got it. It's right there. My tongue is right here. Why not? Right? Like,
Yep.
and this is the thing. I do see what you're saying about guys who are overly into feet. I think that's what you're saying.
On, they like being stepped on.
Yeah,
like that. It's like you guys get to
the
worship
Lady
my
D
feet.
stuff. You remember?
Yeah,
when
the
Resident Evil came out?
Lady
You
D.
know what I'm
Oh,
talking
God.
about. Yeah.
Oh,
because
God.
now this is the thing
The
that I've
submissive
always said.
thought, the submissive thought mind. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing that guys got to understand, though. And this is what I've always told guys, because, like I said, I like the whole feminine figure, right? I go. That being said, I go. You guys got to remember this: the guys who don't understand this, the feet. You can say what you want, but watch this. Hey, Andrew, if a chick has bad feet, you notice, right? And you care.
Yeah, if it's like jank, yeah.
Yeah. So when guys like, I don't know why feet don't matter, man. Okay. See a girl with bad feet. Okay,
Same teeth.
pull up
same
Brie
with
Larson.
Teeth. Same with teeth. Bad teeth, like really
Bad teeth, bad feet.
I'm out.
See, but you see what I'm saying? It's easy for someone to say it's not a big deal, but then once they see the bad version, they're like, oh shit, maybe it is a big deal.
It's a deal. It's just not a fetish. That's
Correct.
The thing. Like the difference between it being a deal and a fetish. Like you don't want a girl. You don't have to be like a boob guy to not want a girl to have one giant titty and one small titty.
Correct.
That'd just be weird. Like I can't, guys. When one nipple that's like up here by like the fucking collarbone, and the other one's down there by her belly button, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's too
just gonna
weird.
Throw you off. Like that's weird.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, how you get a bra for that though?
There's bras for everything, man. Custom.
You don't wear a bra. You just go around with it braless. You
Oh,
don't even leave the fucking house. You just
Oh shit.
We
just have too much fun.
Man, this is the type of stuff we get into, guys. I was like,
I know, right?
All right,
let's. I gotta talk about
claw
feet.
girl. Oh,
I gotta
God,
talk
man.
about feet, man. The claw girl is like that's the ultimate fetish. But anyways, hey Drex, seriously though, thank you for having me on. Tim, thank you for putting up with me and staying
Absolutely.
awake. I always appreciate
Oh,
it, brother.
course.
And
Anytime.
Drex, of course, you're gonna be back on my show again. I always have
Indeed,
fun.
we got all kinds of shit to discuss
bro.
because in the time it'll take me to get back on there.
It's
it'll
making
be
the
some more
news.
fuckery.
There'll be some other fucking news about it. There'll be something, and you know what? We're probably gonna have to come on during because I know other people are gonna cover it, but they're gonna be cucked about it. You gotta come on because the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial is starting. So
yes,
we
Nick's
need to cover
covering
that. We need to cover that from a red pill perspective. Yeah, and so is Alita, so is Legal Bites and stuff. Power to them, but they're going to talk about it from like a legal standpoint and blah, 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 blah. We need to talk about it from like a red pill, like
bro,
standpoint.
this is
Like,
where Johnny
and this
should have
is-
left. This is where he fucked up.
Because I'm going to tell you, this is a hot take, and I'm going to like go ahead of this. This case doesn't matter whether he wins or loses. He's already fucking lost. Based on his
He's already
personal
done.
life decisions. He already fucking lost. Like he got himself in this position, but it's just going to be exposed through what comes out, how he fucked up.
Yep.
So I think like you and I getting on and like, during this trial and covering it, I think that'll be really fun.
Oh yeah. I'm down. Because I'm paying attention because not only is Johnny Depp in that position where he can't really do anything other than basically try to salvage his name. Because I mean he's not getting the movie roles.
But even the name, there's some women that are just never going to believe Johnny Depp. And the people that have canceled him have already canceled him. They're not going to uncancel him. Like you said, they're not going to give him those roles again. He's out.
Well, do you see how long it took them to go to finally get rid of Ezra Miller's weird ass, right?
Exactly.
It took them a long time.
And these are fucking famous people. Yeah. These aren't average Joes who just get fucking buried and nobody cares about you because nobody in the corporation is looking out for you.
If you have that much money, how the hell do you get one-itis? I mean, it's a rhetorical question because I know exactly how it happens. When you're
know
beta as
exactly
fuck.
how, Tim.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Andrew, we know how crazy Amber is, right? But what must
crazy.
also be true?
We are, yes, which means we would 100% smash because
We'd smash, yep.
We'd smash. Anybody saying they're not going to smash Amber Heard,
Yeah,
fucking lying.
If you were, but before this information came out, like once the information comes out, you're like, yeah, I'm good, fam. But like,
no, I'd still smash her, but I'd just smash her and like immediately get the fuck out.
I couldn't even now. If Amber Heard came up to me, I couldn't do it because she gives me that Jodi Arias vibe. Look, dude, once she cut off his finger and shit the bed.
You think she Jodi Arias you?
Yeah, Amber Heard's that crazy, man. She cut off Johnny Depp's finger and shit the bed. She shit the bed, man.
Yeah, literally
once
shit the bed.
Once you shit the bed, we're done. We're done. I got limits.
But like, okay, if you could blindfold her and get her in like a 50 Shades of Grey type position, like you've got it locked down and you can just get in and get out. You're saying you wouldn't do it, Drex? Like if I can guarantee your physical safety, you would not smash?
I don't know you could ever guarantee physical safety. I mean, that's a Me Too. That's a Me Too waiting to happen.
What I'm saying? No, what I'm saying is she doesn't know. I can say like it's like blindfold, like blackout, like everything. She's blindfold. She's there, ready to go. She's consented to it in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, or she'll never find out it's you.
Which we know is useless. Any judge will throw it out.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. We're not.
In a hypothetical world.
I'm creating a ridiculous hypo. This is what lawyers do. We create a ridiculous hypo.
In a ridiculous hypo,
you can just boom and go.
I can never unhear.
Team this. You can just cool runnings. You can just swoop in and swoop by.
Andrew, it always comes back in my head. She cut off a man's finger and shit the bed, and then lied about it. Like my brain just says, like. Even when someone goes, no, Drex, we promise. Everything is set up with the government, with the lawyers. You can't get Me Too, bro. You can literally just go in. It's like, yeah, but she cut off a man's finger and shit the bed and then lied about it. Like, I mean, you saw that video, right? Johnny hit me, and then what happens? They show the cop. Did you ever see the cop video where they go to the apartment? Did you ever see that video, Tim?
The cop video, no.
No.
Yeah, there's a video of the night that she claims that Johnny was, putting hands on her or whatever, right? Look it up. If somebody has it, I'm sure somebody in the chat has it. There's a video of the cops' body cam. They go in there. Remember, they're supposed to be trash. That's what she said in court, right? Everything was immaculate. It was everything. It was all a lie. Every single word was a lie. She even mocked him. Do you remember that, Tim? No one's gonna believe you. You're just a white man. It's like, bruh.
But it's true though.
But it's
true though. Let's be real. It's 100% true.
Well, that's on him. Why is he putting up with that?
And this is what we need to talk about because, once again, this is what the other lawyers aren't going to talk about, but it's what I enjoy talking about.
Yeah, they're just going to talk about the legal stuff.
They're going to go, oh, well, legally this and that, and which is fine, which is great, which I do too. But you need to add an extra layer of okay, here's the law, and here's how you should behave. You should behave in a way where you don't get in a fucking courtroom. If you're in a courtroom, you have lost millions, thousands of dollars at minimum. Right? Yeah. In Johnny's case, it's millions, but for you, it can still be thousands.
It is. It's sad.
Don't even go. You're a fucking loser if you end up in court. You should never be there.
Yeah, especially when you start getting into these kind of cases. Tim, we always talked about, right? Don't stick your dick in crazy. If you have any warning sign, a true warning sign, right? Like
a red flag.
If somehow, Casey Anthony is free, right? If there was a guy out there trying to smash Casey Anthony and saying, well, I mean, she was acquitted though, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
Honestly, that you gotta have fear for your life when you're sticking your dick in that level of crazy.
If Jodi Arias had beaten the rap, or it'd be like a chick going after OJ right now.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, Drex. People would still do it.
They would. I know.
Drex, how many stories did we get from our listeners who are telling us their "don't stick your dick in crazy" stories?
Yeah. The thirst is real out there. That's what I'll end it with, man.
I'll give it here. Sometimes it's accidental, but whenever you need absolution, I know Father Drex of Migtown is here to give you that.
He's here to absolve you of your sins.
I will always say unity over thirst, because the whole bros over hoes trope, although a lot of guys don't follow it, it is real, because guess what? You're probably not going to have a female lawyer or a female investigator. It's probably going to be all dudes, right? It's going to be dudes getting you out of it. It's going to be dudes. Now, you might need a woman for a whatchamacallit, though.
You'll be baby free.
Baby free,
is bad for that.
Yeah. It's crazy because, you're going to be in that situation where you're going to need a woman to defend you, right? In terms of, character witness. Always have a woman defend you.
Deshaun Watson defense.
Deshaun Watson, yeah. You better have a bunch of women saying, he didn't do it. He's a good guy.
Women. Drex, hot women.
Hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't work if you come in with a bag.
Especially if you have not smashed. That is that is your get out of jail free card. Because, if you've had a sexual relationship with it, always, you're just saying that, right? Mm-hmm. But if you haven't, no smash, you're golden.
No, we're not absolving Whiplash's brother. He's too far gone.
No, he's a full-on cuck, man. He has to go against the wall.
Yeah, Andrew, we'll get you linked up with Phil. We'll figure something
That'll
out.
Be fun. No, it can come on my channel, too. They're really good. Especially with Drex, I think that'd be a good, three-way conversation.
Oh, definitely.
No homo.
Oh, DM him in Discord. He gets back to his DMs pretty quick. He is in England, though. Just understand time zone difference.
Well, and then Korea, so, I mean.
Yeah, so it's all over the damn place. What else? Oh, yeah, Drex, we should have Tug on next week.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be talking about Amber Heard.
Oh yeah. Well, definitely because I got I got Twitter now, so I can talk to Tug, and we've had him on before. Yeah, I love.
Yeah,
Tug.
we have. Yeah, he sent
I
us
love
in the congratulation video for your.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, but Andrew, thanks you so much for coming on, man. This has been.
Oh
fun.
man, dude, it's my pleasure, man. Drex and Tim, I love having a conversation with you guys, and like you guys know, I can do it forever, as some people love and some people hate.
Went in for 2 hours, ended up going 6. I watched
2 hours.
that whole video with Roland
2 hours is like a fucking walk in the park for me and Drex.
I have to literally make my phone like buzz to be like, all right, you remember, you gotta get up, buzz. You gotta get up. You gotta work tomorrow. You gotta get some laundry done and shit. Because the funniest thing is that I remember
I gotta go out. I literally had a friend waiting for me, or was it a girl? I forget. Whatever. It was something was waiting for me, and I was like, I gotta finish this shit at some point.
Oh, you know what's wild is that we were getting mocked because when you're like, all right, yeah, guys, we're about to just finish this
wrap
up.
Wrap this
3
up.
hours
Wrap
later.
this up, and it was 3 hours later. It's like, oh.
3 hours later.
3 hours later.
Oh goodness! But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us having Legal Mindset on. Andrew, you're a legend. It's always a good time.
Hang out for just a second after I do the outro and disconnect this because I do want to show you something. But until next time, everyone,
Peace.
You know how to find us and support us. Stay frosty.
Stay toxic, kings.